Well, that was more of a delay than I was expecting. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the last ever Bolin Alley on StreamYard. Some of you might be wishing it's the last one we ever do, period. Hell, you might get your wish sooner than later. Sorry I was a touch late. Had to reboot the PC, of course. Had to do that when I was trying to get a refund on Walmart, and I said, screw it. I said, if you guys can't figure out what my account is, there it is. I was trying to get my collars lined up there. Believe it or not, this jacket is purple. It's as purple as that logo of me. But no matter what light I put this thing under, which is under magenta, which is a form of purple, this jacket still shows up blue. But if I take pictures of it out in sunlight, it shows up purple. We all have problems, right? We all have problems. So, well, Chris, if you feel that way, then get a badge and make a donation, because you're obviously not good, Chris, because we know what his handle is. Yeah, but this is magenta. I don't have any help tonight, guys. Coltrane's got a headache, and I don't know where Bob is. But I don't have any help tonight, and I've got still, after 8 days dealing with this bad cough, and I've just got to deal with it. Nothing's working. Yeah, everybody's got a badge except for the one that said that thing about me at the top of the show, but everybody else has got one. So y'all prefer this light, or do you want me to go to candlelight? We'll take a vote. This is a little easier on my eyes. Oh Lord. Let's just bring up that screen. Just the app screen on well, I can't show that. What am I doing? I can't show that. That's terrible. I did not see all of Raw. I didn't even think about it being on till earlier today. I like you better, Kenny, and Candlelight. Well, doesn't that figure? All right. Well, we'll wait for a few more votes and majority rules. We'll wait for a few more votes. My girlfriend tells me the same thing. She likes me better in Candlelight. So what do you do? Vanessa's in here tonight, but Vanessa's excused from having a badge because she's one of the Filipino families that we help from time to time. Pretty much over a period, probably over 10 years. So what do you do? Let's see here. Yeah, Coltrane says he's been dealing with migraines all day. He deals with that quite a bit. I had a bad headache the past 2 days, and I never get them, but I know what mine's from. I've been coughing so damn hard, it's been hurting my head. And I just can't shake this thing. No, I did not buy the Robitussin. It was $13, and they wanted me to have an ID to be able to get it, and I didn't have my ID on me. It was down in a car, and I wasn't going to the car to get it. So, because really the only time I need my driver's license is when I'm in my car, so I have a tendency to leave it in there. So in order for me to get my Robitussin, I was going to have to go down to my car, get my license, come back up here, present it to, and then I said, fuck it. I'll get over this damn thing eventually. John Paul, welcome back. We haven't seen John Paul in quite some time. He tells me I upset him a little bit, but I think we got over it. Hell, I even upset my co-host a little bit with the same line, which I didn't know. I've been saying it for a year, but apparently became an issue a couple days ago. If it comes up, it comes up. If it doesn't, it doesn't. Let's see. Y'all know my stance on religion. I do not cast opinions upon you. If you are religious, I have a way I phrase it that has apparently offended a couple of people. That's, it's just my opinion, guys. That's all it is, just like yours. It's just an opinion. None of us have any proof one way or the other. So, but as you all understand, this is our last show on StreamYard. We'll be going to another service here soon. And I guess probably Thursday or Friday, whenever I decide to do another show. The weather is nice. Let's see. Well, Kev, we didn't know that you were gone because I haven't seen that name in a long time. So I guess you were gone so long, I forgot. So, and unless you were the one that was supposed to be making that big donation that never did, unless that's the same guy, but I don't know. But you don't even have a badge, so we do not post or acknowledge the comments. Well, okay. Well, you know where I've been. I'm here 3 times a week. So, but no, in order for us to post and refer to the comments, which we've already given a couple of you more than we're supposed to, you have to have either a badge to be a member or make some type of a donation to help us with our families, which I need to reduce the size of the screen so you know where to donate. As a matter of fact, I got a donation to earlier today from one of our longtime viewers. He normally has to watch the show while he's at work, but John O'Brien from down, I think he's from Houston. I know he's in Texas. John O'Brien kicked it off with a $20 challenge. Well, I believe that's really all we need to know if that's where you've been. Well, no, that's not what I said was fake. I never said that was fake. And so once again, you got your shit wrong. That is not what I said was fake. So if you're going to make an accusation, get your shit right. And you've already more than used up your $10 donation. And I will point out $10 since February. So the only thing fake is the amount of money you're going to donate. So you've used up your 10. If you'd like to do some more, donate a little more. And if you don't have it, just say so. I'm so damn tired of these voting ads on TV. Well, there's a solution to that. Get ad-free TV or don't watch TV. Otherwise, they're going to be there. And one side's posting shit you don't want to see. The other side's posting shit you do want to see. Or you just don't want to hear. You just don't want to hear any of it. And that is an option as well. Confirmed he did in fact every so. I do say that he did not resurrect from the dead. Not one cell phone captured this. So I will say that he didn't a bit more rise from the fucking dead than anybody else. Was it a real person? I guess. I don't know. No iPhone footage. None. We have to rely on television people to reproduce all these great things that happened way back when that never happen anymore. Happened all the time back then. Never happens anymore. Unless you count locusts. I don't know. But I will call bullshit on rising from the dead until somebody gets I don't give a fuck. Like I said, you've used up your $10. Jazzy Jana is in the room. Jazzy, that's his last free one. And,
hello, team. Sorry,
I think I might have said the story is somewhat fake. If the person's real, so be it. I guess it is. But he didn't rise from no fucking grave. That didn't happen. And I'm sticking, but that's my opinion, just like your all's. Some of you say he did.
That is your belief.
That's my fucking belief.
Yep.
And
you're welcome.
You know why I say it didn't happen? Hang on. You know why I say it didn't happen? You didn't bother to get in here on time. You know why I say it? You know why I say it didn't happen? Because it never ever fucking happened again. You know why I say this Virgin Mary's a bunch of bullshit? Because it didn't wash as an excuse for any other teenage girl that got pregnant, or 22-year-old girl, or 32-year-old girl. So it just happened the one fucking time, and then all this shit happened way back when. And we have a Jewish person in here defending all that. That's astonishing.
Yeah. I will say that in argument against that it happened only once, simply because it was a unique person being born and raised. There was
on that one, but the rising from the dead, if
indeed, and
the parting of the
I'm not trying to convince you
shit into wine.
If indeed Jesus was the sinless Son of God, then his sinless state meant that death was not appropriate for him. Death is.
You're saying unless he died at birth, don't think.
Well, I mean, that's the theology, right?
Well, yeah, it's a great story. I'll give you that. It's a great story.
You know, the thing about faith is that you take it on faith.
Barkley, I don't give a shit what you do. Like I said, you've donated $10 since February. The only reason you've ever donated over here is to get attention, which is exactly what you're doing now. It's the only reason you have a badge, because you know it's the only way you're going to get any attention. And I don't give a shit if you watch the fucking show or not. Go away if you want. You have a home at another place. You're pretty good at buddying up with all the other trolls that have been over here. And as a matter of fact, you tried to shut me down. You did everything you could, and it didn't work. Maybe you can try that again. And I called you out on a few other fucking things that you've done, trying to get fucking dirt on me. So you do what you want to do. I tried to make peace with you, and you want to come in here and start shit all the time. Like I said, I got as much proof on your all shit as you got on yours. It's just a fucking opinion. That's all it is. It's just a 33% of us feel one way, 66% of you were raised to believe another. I was raised to believe all that shit too. And then eventually, some shit made sense and a lot of shit didn't. So I went with the shit that made sense. So if y'all want to get mad at me over that, you're good. You're good to do so. And I never get mad at any of y'all that think I'm fat, think I'm ugly, think I look like the lunch lady, whatever. But
no, it's a lesbian lunch lady. Can you get it straight?
Well, I mean, not in all cases. I had one of the trolls, probably Barkley. No, that might have been one of Renee's people. Barkley would have had to spend money to do that, so it probably wasn't Barkley. But somebody sent me a lunch lady street sign, but I can't get the people to hang it. So I was going to try that way they would know exactly where I live. Coltrane, like I mentioned earlier, is having a headache.
Migraine. Let's call it a migraine. It's not just a headache. He's saying it's a migraine. There's a little difference in degrees.
God damn, Bob! I was just pointing out the boy's head hurts. I mean,
I'm just trying.
My mother used to have migraines.
Trying to defend the guy
that mine has been from coughing pretty hard. Well, I never labeled mine as a migraine.
He did label his as a migraine.
And my mother had migraines forever and ever. God, I guess so. She was probably 40, 45, and then mysteriously her colds and her migraines went away.
Did she go through menopause about that time?
I don't know. I guess I didn't ask her. A story I didn't want to hear.
You weren't checking
like some of the other stories I'm hearing tonight. A story I didn't care to hear. Let's see. I'm sorry, but lesbian lunch lady's hilarious. Now, pasta tart. So, are you saying I look like a lesbian lunch lady? Well, so far, only one person voted for candlelight. So, and no one else seemingly gave a shit. No, I don't think you can, broke ass. I don't think you can. You've been on here and tried to debate before with your whatever degree mommy and daddy bought for you, and it didn't work out so well. So, and no, you've done worse than trying to insult my appearance. You even admitted to it. So, like I said, I try to let bygones be bygones, but I'm sure Pesci's running a show tonight. I'm sure he would love your attention. As a matter of fact, I have agreed. We agreed to a price to have me come over and do their show on Halloween night. Pesci's agreed to it. I will be checking the PayPal account before I log on. And we're going to go over there, have some fun. All the trolls supposedly are going to be on a thin rope. So we'll see how that goes. I don't give a shit. I'm paid to be there, whatever the fuck y'all want to do. Let's see what else we got. I was watching some Raw tonight. So we lose Samantha and we get back Lillian. Is that the deal? Was that her first night back on Raw?
That was Lillian Garcia's first night back. In fact, I saw reports that
a big deal out of it, or
right at the very start, they did make a big deal of Lillian Garcia returning, and they did a best wishes to Samantha Irvin.
Future endeavor thing.
I think Samantha left on her own. She wanted to pursue some musical interests, and the Raw travel schedule.
Talented. I saw that flute thing. I think you sent it to me, and if not, I'll give you credit for something else. Being as I took credit away from you other times.
Somebody get credit even when it's not due.
Flute. What's that?
It's good to get credit even when it's not due.
There you go. Yeah, somebody sent me a video of her playing a flute to Razor Ramon's theme. Now she was not playing the entire Razor, and she had, I guess, her own. Maybe it was there where I don't know whose words it was, but I don't know.
I think Lily did a good job.
Now I don't know if I sent Bob the pictures or not, but Eunice's family has had a good portion of their roof blown off. They're in another Signal 1 typhoon over there. Many of them have wrote me and told me that they're dealing with flooding. Eunice seems to have the worst problem going on right now. Is that they're out of food, and a large portion of their roof has been blown off. Oh Jesus! Well, I'm going to read it anyway because I don't think she's that shy. Daddy, signal lost here till yesterday. Daddy was humbly asking for a little help. Dad, we're out of food and our roof was destroyed. I'll send Bob the picture of the roof so you can see. And maybe me and Barkley can patch up our differences if he will help us raise some money for this roof. Not him by himself. God knows we'd never put that on him. But if anybody out there would like to help, we'll send that. And Jason with his migraine, not a headache. I don't know the difference because, to my knowledge, I've never had a migraine, but my mother used to have them. And roof destroyed by the typhoon. Yeah, I wrote her a big lengthy message. We'll see what we can do. I can only help you if people donate. Do not mention Dad. I'm too shy to always ask you and ask you for help. Show maybe just to help others need it most. Thank you. Well, you don't have a good portion of your roof, so I think you would qualify. I don't know when Mom can find a buyer for the motorcycle. Everybody keeps wanting to pay far less money than we're asking. All right. There we go.
Then they should ask for more even, and then when they can come back to what they really want. All right. So here's that roof.
You will get the Karen McDonald lost a bet to me. You will get the donation soon, Kingfish. You must be loving the cool weather. It was 83 today. Not cool for late October. Jasmine said she just got her electricity back on today. Their electricity's been out for the better part of 2 days. I did have a customer service representative from Philippines dealing with Walmart today. It took me 3 phone calls to get a refund over shit they sent me that was wrong. Then they tell me, well, we can't, I'll give you some money next month. Well, that's always been the program, Billy. We're aware of that, and we appreciate you. Matter of fact, Billy Sellers is qualified for a badge. Barkley's never qualified for one of those, but Billy Sellers has, who's on disability, by the way, and gets a disability check. But he is qualified for the Bolin badge. So we, the same one Sasha Banks has got, and various other Jazzy Jana.
Jerry Lawler has one.
Jerry Lawler has one. Sasha Banks has one, and
Dutch Mantel doesn't have one though.
Well, Dutch Mantel's never donated. So, as he told me not long ago, I don't do charity. I said, well, we gathered that by now. But Dutch is on the mend. He's doing a little better. I think he gets to go home tomorrow. Oh, gee. No, you're not, because they've already raised the money for me to do the clip show. You're saving your money for the clip. But what, another $10? Stop it.
Well, and if he donates it on the clip show, that's going to go to Pesci's thing, not
to that goes to Pesci's thing. Unless the donation's going straight to me, then fuck that shit. Unless it's going to one of these addresses here, I'm the goddamn hired talent over there for the first time in however long it's been since I've been there. What's the Halloween clip show? Well, Pasta Tart, I guess you're going to have to tune in over there at the radio station and find out. It's where they show me for about 90 minutes shit to try to piss me off to see what I say about it. So all they got to do is show me a picture of broke ass Barkley, and I could fill the whole 90 minutes right there. We won't even have to show anything else. Just show me a picture of broke ass Barkley at the golf club with the same profile picture he's had for 25 years. I think Barkley's probably in his 50s, I guess. I think that profile picture's been on Facebook for didn't Facebook go into existence in like 1983 or something like that?
Something.
My brother finally had to admit he had me blocked on Facebook. He kept claiming he didn't have me blocked. And this goes back way back when Trump first got in office. So he let it slip today And I said, well, I told you, you piece of shit fuck, that you had me blocked on Facebook. Man, you eat me alive enough over here on the phone messenger. I don't want you beating me up in public on Facebook. I said, well,
you do already.
At least you admit you're a shit. Hey, I beat you up here. It don't matter. God damn it, man. He told me that apparently I have something against convicted rapists, as we're supposed to be saying over here on YouTube, like it fucking matters. You have a problem with convicted rapists? You must be furious at all of those coming across the southern border raping our women and children. So I know where he gets his news at, and the Border Patrol has already said that the people that come across the border, be they come across here legally or illegally, and like I've told many of you, put yourself in their shoes. Let 12 people legally come across a day of a line of thousands and thousands and thousands of people. Sometimes I don't think there's that many in the line there now, but I have seen thousands in line, and I've seen next to fucking nobody there. No, not during the Trump era. And according to the Border Patrol, there's far less people coming across the border now, even at the lowest point of the Trump administration. That is straight from the Border Patrol. And they also state from the DOJ and the Border Patrol that the migrants who are trying to be on their best behavior, once they're fortunate enough to get in here, either swimming across the Rio Grande, avoiding the barbed wire fences that Bob's governor has put in the river to murder women and children, speaking of murdering people.
Yeah.
You really think they're coming over here to vote and to murder and rape and pillage and plunder?
I mean,
so they can be sent right back, or to go to an American prison, and God knows they'll be treated with class and dignity.
That's not to say that there's no criminals coming across.
No, yes, because we have plenty of our own right here. But obviously, if you bring in 100 people, some of them are going to be criminals. If you round up any 100 people here in America, including broke-ass Barkley, some of them are going to be criminals. Just that's just how it is. That's just how it is. What is the percentage of Americans that have committed a crime, Bob?
That's a good question,
probably more than most of us would think.
Well,
but then see how many people of color, and that includes Black, Mexican, Hispanic, Cuban, whatever. Anybody with skin darker than broke-ass Barkley's. See what the percentage is, because I know that the population of America, I think only 12% are Black.
Right. Now,
far lower percentage of that than Asian. So,
yeah, depending on how you define criminal records, about 1 out of 3 adults have a.
Let's just go with violent crime. Even Barkley's probably jaywalked.
Right.
Lord knows he's had some driving offenses. See, the guy that was looking up the dirt you were trying to find on me found quite a bit on you. You apparently
in 2023, the FBI recorded a rate of 363 violent crimes per 100,000 people.
Per 100,000.
That's crimes committed. That's not,
that doesn't break it down into the type of crime.
Yeah, it shows victims, but it doesn't really show the perpetrators per se.
Yeah.
The number of violent crimes have fallen in the last few years.
Dramatically from what the DOJ and the Border Patrol were saying.
There were 21,156 murders and non-negligent manslaughters, which basically means it wasn't like a vehicle accident or something.
All right, Billy, calm down now.
It doesn't really say how many. So let's say, in 2022, there were 1.2 million violent crimes. If you assume that it's 5 per criminal, and that's just a wild guess, right?
I guess. Yeah, I mean, it's all we got. It's all we got.
Yeah, that would be roughly.
But they have said that that natural-born Americans, people born in America, regardless of color, commit crimes at a dramatically higher rate than those of immigrants, which would make sense,
right?
Because let's say I'm trying to go to Indonesia or Thailand or the Philippines or wherever, Ghana. The last thing I'm going to do is even try to get a fucking jaywalking ticket, more or less go vote in their government system, more or less commit a fucking violent crime. If I'm trying to stay there because I think my life is going to be better there, I'm going there with the intentions of, they're emptying the prisons. Bob, he says that every rally. They're entering their prisons and their mental institutions. Is there any evidence of this whatsoever?
I have not seen any.
All I know is what your friend that you apparently paid. Well, I doubt you paid him. You probably asked him to. Your friend who claimed that he was digging up dirt on me at your request said that he found several driving offenses that you had committed. Now, that's what he said. I don't give enough of a fuck to look it up. But when you were trying to get me shut down and took credit for fucking with my accounts, and you took credit for it on Twitter, so I was told, they said that they found more shit on you than they found on me. They found out that I had been evicted, they thought 4 times. I said, that's wrong. That's a lie. Oh, really? You care to defend yourself? I said, yeah, I've been evicted 9 times. Because every time I have a dispute with a landlord, you have to go through the prosecution. Well, that too. You have to go through an eviction
process.
As a matter of fact, even when we were getting COVID relief funds, you had to file an application through stopmyeviction.com. You had to be through the process of an eviction, and this was for the better part of 3 years. You had to go through the process of an eviction to get rental assistance. And I saw some people getting $10,000 checks. I think the biggest help I got was $1,400 because they drag it out for months. $1,400, $1,800, something like that. $612, yeah. So I would disagree. Look, if you're looking for asylum and you're from, say, wherever, why wasn't one of the other countries they came through good enough?
So if you're coming from, say,
San Salvador, I don't know.
Oh, El Salvador, right? Which San
Salvador, either of the Salvador,
yeah, or Salvatore.
Sincere,
right? If you're sincerely coming from El Salvador, is Mexico better than El Salvador? Probably. Yeah. But if
number one, Barkley, I couldn't. Number one, Barkley, I couldn't have said you had illegal landscapers because that's not what I was told. I was just told that you were bragging about how little you pay your immigrant and illegal immigrant help. So they were never described as landscapers. So you almost convicted yourself on that one. But go ahead. Go ahead, Bob.
He's just trolling you, Kenny.
I know.
I'm going to time
him out. He's trying to get as much free attention as he can get. I know.
So the more attention you pay, the happier he gets, and he's grinning in his little corner with his
marijuana cigarette
PS2 that he still plays on.
Does he still have the 2?
I don't know.
Spread misinformation, Bob.
Just make it. Hey, you know what? If we're going to make up stuff about people around here,
yeah, let's make up
Let's just make up whatever.
I had a PlayStation 2. Then I quit. Then I grew up and quit playing video games. But now I'm going to offend everybody in here. So goddamn.
So if someone says to me, the greatest place in the world to live is 100 miles away, but there's a decent place to live that's 20 miles away. You're gonna have to pass through it to get to the greatest place in the world. Are you gonna stop at the decent place, or are you gonna say, no, I'm gonna keep going on?
You're gonna keep going to the great place. I'm not on this journey for decent.
They don't just. It's not just that they're trying to get away from whatever it is that they're running from.
They're trying to go to what we advertise as the greatest country in the world. It's our fault. Right. We keep telling the world, and we got the Statue of Liberty that tells them to come here.
You're egging them on, David. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm calling trolling. Just egging them on.
And let me see if anyone's donated. I think already.
I'm not gonna. So did you talk about the football results? Because you had a good week.
Well, we'll get to that in just a second. Let me cover the donations, and then we'll get to that.
All right.
Naughty Nicole, we quit calling her nasty because that's offensive. Yeah. Naughty Nicole has donated $10. Tyler C from the NC, $10, and then we have Edge Copeland with $19 challenge. Don't know why not 20, but he did 19, so we appreciate that.
All right.
And I am looking to see if we can get on Cash App. If we can get another $28 on Cash App, we can help 4 families from the Cash App account. And if we can get $38 on Venmo, we can help a total of 4 families over there. So if anybody wants to, if anybody wants to help on Cash App, what did I say, Bob? What did I say we need to get over there? $28 on Cash App will let us help 4 families from Cash App. Because I have my Pangea account set up with my various ways that we donate here. So we got the Cash App card, the Venmo card, and the PayPal. And but PayPal does charge us 3% if we help people with a PayPal card, because it's listed as my PayPal business card and not a credit or debit card. So it's weird how they label that. So right now we have what did Nicole normally, I think she donates to Venmo, and Tyler, so 10, 20. So we need $18 more on Venmo and $28 on Cash App, and that'll be $8. That's not a shitload of help. It's a, and we have nothing from Broadcast Barkley, by the way.
Yeah,
because he's saving his money.
I agree with most gaming is better on the PC, but you can't get good sports games on the PC. I mean, I don't even get Madden on it, but doesn't play well on the PC.
Last game I played, I've covered it on here. I played Triple Play 98. I love Triple Play 97. When 98 came out, I thought it sucked, and I never played another video again.
So if I'm playing
whatever year Triple Play 98 came out is when I quit playing.
If I'm playing a sports game, it's going to be on a console. If I'm playing an RPG, or if I'm playing I don't play shooters because my coordination's not good enough. My hand-eye coordination, I'm like.
And by the way,
I'm like those attempted assassins at the Trump shooting.
One last thing to Mr. Barkley. You donated $10 since February. Thank you. We appreciate you digging deep into your rich pockets. The clip show's not till October the 31st, which is 9 days away?
A little over a week ago. Yeah, a little over a week ago.
It's 9 days away. What is it that you're doing for a living that you have to save for the clip show? And Pesci's already told me he's the one funding it. He certainly didn't give you any credit for it. And they already know what my fee is to come over there, because they tried to get me to settle for $30 less. I said no, and he said, well, we'll raise the other amount on the show. I said, I don't give a fuck how you raise it, but that's what the fee is. And so there's not really much to save for. And Chris Schmidt says he's helping. God knows what that number is. He did donate $6 the other day.
He's finding the clips to get you mad. Is what he's doing.
Yeah, he's already sent me a couple of screenshots of it. I said, you post it and I'll talk about it. I don't give a fuck. You post it and I'll talk about it. So, but we might not have many people over there, because he's told me any trolling immediately gets blocked. And Bob doesn't know this yet, but Bob is going to be the secret wrench man who's in the wings blocking like a motherfucker if anybody even says I don't smell good on camera. Don't say I stink on camera, because that would be Trump, according to those that sat near him. So what, $28 more on Cash App, and apparently only 18 more. Let me check Venmo, make sure I got my number right. And that will, and like I said, it's not a shitload of help. But it's about 1,200 pesos per family, which is more than they have right now. And we're trying to help as many families as we can with at least a little help during these times with all this flooding. And now Eunice's family needs a lot more help. It's going to cost something. Did I send you the picture of the hole in the roof?
Yeah, I showed it for a long time, but you were like looking.
I was blabbing. Yeah. Just shit on me, Bob.
Not a skylight, folks.
It's not a skylight. That's not a glass cover there, folks. Guess a sheet of crystal clear plastic would work, though. Yeah, but that's what the storm did to Eunice's house, and that's raining right inside the house. Barkley, you got a roof on your house, right? I think so. Let's see. So no, we need $29.25 on Venmo. I think. No, I'm sorry, $19.75. I got to learn how to do math. $19.25 on Venmo. I apologize for the coughing in advance, but there ain't shit I can do about it other than hit the mute button a lot. Hang on, I got to use my fingerprint here and see where we stand. And we need $34 on, is more than I thought. We need 34 more. Let me make sure I got it right. $34 more on Cash App, and that will help us feed 4 families there. So that's 8 families that at least get a little bit of help. And the Eunice project is going to be something separate, because they're going to need about $40 to cover food. And I'm guessing that roof is probably going to cost, what do you think, Bob? 80 to 100 at least.
Yeah. They're not in cow biome anymore,
we can't fix a hole in our roof like that for $80 to $100. We'd be fucking thrilled if that were the case. But over there, they can at least get that done.
Well, I mean, it used to cost us $60 just to get a tarp. So,
well, that sounds like a tremendous statement.
No, that's what I mean. We used to do that, right? We used to get tarps for people to cover the holes.
No. I wasn't talking about you. He was talking. I thought he was guaranteed that if I don't make $300 over there, he will personally guarantee. No, I will consider it a failure. I'm not going to guarantee you're going to get the money, but I consider it an absolute failure if we don't make at least 300 over there that night. Well, there you go.
Mr.
Limley says he has sent something on the Venmo, so let's see where we stand. And there we go. So we've reached our goal in Venmo for 4 families. If we made another 20, obviously we can help 5. Every 20 helps a family, just to break it down into simple math. So we got enough to help 4 families in Venmo, and we're trying to get there on Cash App because I have both of those cards linked to my Pangea account. And the only thing that I can do,
Billy,
by the way, Dan, did you ever get your Pangea account verified? Because if you did, that gives us another $50 to play with. And Cam Moron, he says, well, they haven't verified my account yet. I said, well, they can't verify your account. You have to do that. Cam Moron, you have to verify your account. They don't get to verify it for you.
I haven't gotten an extra 50, so I don't know. I'll have to check the app when we're done. Billy, do not go into debt to send money.
No. I don't want
I'm sorry.
You, including,
we love having the money, but that's a stupid thing to do.
No, don't do that. Don't do that. No, I don't want any credit card money because I don't want any of you, including the broke one from Sacramento. I don't want any.
San Francisco.
You just say San, and he lives in about 9 different cities that have San in front of it. No, that's the other one that lost his bet and he's having trouble coming up with the money.
Santa Teresa and something.
Apparently in San Diego, it's awfully hard to come up with $25 of a bet he made when the Padres were up 2-1 and they only needed to win 1 more game. King, we're going to the World Series. I said, no, you're not. You're going to choke it away. Not dreaming it was. I was just fucking with him. It's not dreaming that they were actually going to choke away those last 2 games, but they did. Let's see. Let's see. No broke one. I don't need a stress ball. You know why? Because I don't have any stress. I nearly died 3 weeks ago. If that ain't going to make me stress out a little bit. Did he just make a reference about my heart? Is he hoping I die on the show?
No. I don't.
No, only if they show me a naked picture of you and your bird legs out on the golf course.
He's even saying that you have a heart, which,
well, that's going a long way. That's going a long way right there.
Some of your detractors are.
I'll even. I got one of those Chase Banker's hearts. They're solid black. They're lumps of coal. That's Chase Banker hearts.
So are you going to be boycotting Raw now that Samantha Irvin has left?
Man, it's going to be awfully hard to settle for Grandma Garcia over there, who's been around longer than me.
Lillian looks pretty good.
She holding up all right, but then again, she wears more makeup than I do. I did hear a great line about Trump today. You know who told it? It was Tim Walz. Tim Walz was doing a rally today. And he says, Donald Trump was in the right place. He said a painted up clown working in the place where we used to see a painted up clown. No, I can't say that about Ronald McDonald. Everybody knows Ronald McDonald wore way less makeup than Donald Trump.
Nice.
And hey, when it's accurate, you got to laugh at it. When it's accurate, you got to laugh. Let's see here.
Now I understand that they're not going to start serving Arnold Palmer's at McDonald's.
I hope not. Trump is fascinated with I think he's a little jealous because he's got 3 ex-wives and a few porn stars that have said, and people that he sexually assaulted, that says that he has a tiny little mushroom penis. They had Stormy Daniels on the Jimmy Kimmel show. They laid out various sizes of mushroom, kind of look like penises. And she was kind. She didn't pick the smallest mushroom penis out there. It was very small, but she could have picked smaller if she really just wanted to, fuck with him. But it was probably the third smallest of all the smalls that were out there. And apparently, according to porn stars that were willing to identify his genitalia, all they had to do was send him to a men's room and see if the descriptions from the porn stars and the woman that he raped measured up to their description. And if everybody's description was accurate, that would lead you to believe they've seen it. Correct? Yeah.
At least the story has made the rounds.
Penis was 13 inches long. Well, Your Honor, let's go to the bathroom because I can kill those rumors right now. I don't know who it was, Your Honor, but it wasn't me. It was John Holmes, and he's dead. So there you go. So Barkley is saving his $10 for 11 days or 9 days or however long it is.
He's going to get interest on it, perhaps.
Apparently, he's been saving it since February.
Well,
maybe. Well, I don't know. There's something going on in that household. There's something.
I would not even begin to.
Or maybe there's nothing going on. Maybe that's the issue.
I know there's nothing going on.
I like that song. That's a good song.
Sorry. Trying to get my
I don't know what that is, but that's not your medical alert bracelet.
Nope, that is my phone saying, "Hey, if you want to get your Pangea account verified, you got to sign a bunch of crap."
Is that what it is?
Yeah. So I'm trying to.
No, I've never had to send Pangea anything. Hey, Michigan Mike, how's it going?
Well, no, they had to send me a verification.
Michigan in a little bit. Hopefully things are going well with Michigan Mike. It's a little late for Michigan Mike on a weeknight. We don't normally see him at 9:44 at night. And we'll throw his comment up there. And TC has donated. So let's cover everybody. TC donated $10. He asked Barkley a question, and Barkley, being a dickhead, won't answer it. Daniel Lemley donated $20. He's on correct me if I'm wrong, Mr. Lemley. Don't you get that might be a different person. No, it's Billy Sellers that has the disability check. And he's qualified for a fucking bag. He donates over $100 a month. Man's on disability. Billy Sellers will be donating next month. We know you're good for it. We're not worried about
you. Not
on
a credit card.
Dan Lemley sent $20 to Venmo, made a $20 challenge. J9E is in here. She's had some medical issues recently. She might be one of the families we're going to try to help a little bit. I don't know if it will help with her medication. Now, her sister's been in the hospital too, I think. And Barkley, hang on here. He does have a badge. Stop playing with your thumbs in 2020. Oh, I guess
he does not use a console. He's
T Maker. I would, and we covered the comment, correct? We covered that.
Yeah, we did.
We did.
We already addressed that
because we're trying to get to the great place, not the okay, decent place, as well.
That's right. We want to go all the way to the USA.
I saw Mylene on Facebook. We can kill Facebook now.
All right, goodbye, Facebook.
Chris said I was a sexy beast and never donated anything or got a badge. John Paul is back, has a badge.
Hey, John Paul.
And there you go. No badge, no donation. So that's all you get. Stephen Fowler, he donated recently. So thank you, Stephen. We appreciate that. That was, I think, the last show, I believe. And John O'Brien made a $20 challenge. He donated, God, it was either late yesterday or early today. I get my days confused because I sleep in stages. And let's see here.
Sometime within the last 24 hours.
Now, can you be pulled over for being under the influence of marijuana? I would not know. I would think you could.
Well,
I know if you're in a state that it's not legal and they smell it coming from your car, that's an arrestable offense.
Right. If you are just driving under the influence and it's not, and you're not like weaving around or whatever,
Yeah.
So technically speaking,
well, you know about the weave. We've heard about the weave recently.
Right. Technically, you're being pulled over for some other traffic violation.
Yeah.
And then they discover at that point that you're driving under the influence.
Yeah.
So you wouldn't be technically pulled over for driving under the influence, but you could be charged with that as as something that happens as a result of being pulled over.
Well, I'm sure Barkley, much like Trump, probably has drivers. He probably doesn't, being as he doesn't actually own John Cena's car, he probably has drivers to drive him to the golf course and stuff, would be my guess. But if they're high on marijuana, but California is California now legal marijuana? I would think that if any state is
only medical marijuana still.
Only the medical.
I think so. I wouldn't swear to it because I haven't paid attention to it that closely.
Only the medical. Okay.
But I think it's only medical.
Computer, change the podcast lights to candlelight. Yeah, it looks more blue. It looks more blue than ever now. Looks more blue than ever. I don't know why. Because see, the shirt shows up purple. That's very purple, right?
Yeah, I think it's the teal in the curtains that makes the blue.
Well, it's not doing it. It's not doing it with my other thing. I don't have anything else purple.
I'm just making up stuff.
Yeah. Notre Dame's colors on. Oh, so we were going to cover the football picks.
We were going to cover the football picks.
Yeah, so let's get into that. And
so Jason, who's not here,
Eunice can really use some help, guys. If we're
that's probably going to be $60 or $80 to get that at least.
It probably will be. Yeah, every bit of just for the roof, and then about another $40 for food. Michigan Mike has made a $25 challenge. Thank you, Michigan Mike. We appreciate it. Now, has Michigan Mike ever got his boss badge? He hangs around $100 a month.
I believe he got one.
I think he's got before. Michigan Mike, if you do not have a boss badge, and Daniel Limley, I think, is very close to getting one.
Let's see if I've still kept who all has them.
Yeah, let's see who else got them. And if you're averaging $100 a month, we know who's not.
Well, okay. So now the new boss badges, we've not given that many of the black ones.
Yeah.
Anthony Scaramucci got one.
Mooch got one. Oh, yeah.
Teammaker.
Oh, by the way, 1, 2. I can't believe that Barkley hasn't asked his dad for a loan to get one of these. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I still got 6 of the 30 Anthony Scaramucci books he sent me. He told me to sell them for $60 each. He says that way we feed one family a bag of rice and a tray of eggs, or at least when he donated the books, that's what you could get. Might not be quite that good now. But if anybody like to make a 60, because we got to ship it to you. So any $65 donation, if you would like an autograph copy, not just the book, personally autographed by Anthony Scaramucci. Bob's got one. Coltrane's got one.
I do.
A few others have one. If you'd like a personally autographed Anthony Scaramucci book,
you actually sent me
if somebody got one of the books tonight, that would probably come close to fixing Eunice's roof.
You did send me the wrong book, though, Kenny, because you sent me the one that he inscribed. Let's see how much you can get some sucker to pay for this one.
Yeah, well, no, I meant that for you. I meant that for you. Yeah, that's his way of personalizing for you.
Send this one to Bob.
Yeah, that was his way to personalize.
Unlike the Dutch books I got paid to read.
Yeah, he wanted to know what you did with. He said that you were supposed to donate that money to the Kenny Bolin Foundation.
Is that what
I'm getting ready to open up a university and teach people the way. Oh, today is the 4-year anniversary of when I told the Kroger meat story to Cuban. And so I posted that on Twitter today. But today is the 4-year anniversary of the Mark Cuban story, or at least according to my Facebook stories, it is.
There you go. So there's the boss badge. Might have to change the Bob picture on it to a newer.
Yeah, that needs to be updated. Picture. Your hair's not purple or anything. So yeah, you need to update that. Well, we can throw it up longer than that. My God,
well, we can maybe get one of Jason before he was like 12.
Of us with ACC, we didn't even get to see it.
Yeah,
I'm sorry, ADD,
ACC, something like that. Yeah,
my hair looks extremely good there. I mean, that's some good looking hair right there. And the animation just brought out the true loveliness of that hair.
Yeah,
and Coltrane looks like
well, when he was 12, when he had that picture made.
Coltrane ain't look like. Well, my brother, he's got a Facebook account. He's had the same profile picture since 07. He's now all nasty looking, gray hair, gray beard, slumped over. He used to be 6'4", now he's like 5'8", and And he's got the same. How deceptive! But Barkley does the same thing, though. He's had the same profile picture since 1983, when Facebook first went into existence. That's not misinformation. I'm just making up shit like most Republicans.
It's an alternative fact.
John Cena Sr. does have a badge. He does have a badge. We still have the picture that Cena has asked me to drop down for $450. We didn't even, so, and it is autographed by John Cena and Tony Atlas. The iPhone 10 does not come with it, but I would throw in the book with an autographed picture of John Cena. But what do you think a fair price is for the book and an autographed picture of John Cena? Because I got about 3 or 4 autographs of Cena here on 8x10s. Oh, he left. I think $90 donation would get you the book and an autographed picture of John Cena. If you just want the book and a picture, an 8x10 signed by him. I got 3 or 4 of them left. And then if you want that, I think that is a 18x24. That is an 18x24 picture drawn by Tony Atlas, and it's autographed by Tony Atlas and John Cena. And Mr. Cena said he sold his last one for $450. The guy handed him the pose for a picture with it, handed it back to him. He says, sell it to someone else. I just wanted a picture of it with you. And this is for charity. He says, so he gave it back and sold it to another guy for $450, but he kept the picture. So that's what Mr. Cena was selling them for. That is not that is not Barkley money by any stretch. We're not going to ask Barkley to do that. Maybe he could afford the book and an autographed picture. But fuck, he's owned John Cena's car. What the fuck does he want with a?
And those are not
with an autographed picture. I'm guessing
those are not mechanically reproduced John Cena signatures. Those are handwritten,
personally by John Cena. And I understand I got more stuff coming from Mr. Cena Sr. in the very near future that Tony Atlas has drawn with John Cena Sr. and Tony Atlas and John. Both in the picture. He drew a picture of both of them. Did you see that on the last?
I heard it was going to add you to the picture.
I hear they're adding me. As a matter of fact, I hear the request has been made, and we're going to be called the Three Amigos. That's never been done before, like never been seen before. Yeah, well, that's 3 other amigos.
That's right.
And Rico, fresh off his AEW appearance, so I made the meme of Kenny Bolin is all AEW or whatever the fuck in tribute to Rico, who took the last 64-year-old managerial spot in AEW, and I thank him for that. Maybe there's a 64-year-old announcer spot. Guys, I couldn't handle the flights to go there,
especially to perform in front of 2,300 people.
We talked about me visiting my son in Istanbul when he was there. And he says, but the problem is, Dad, they give less than 2 fucks about handicapped people here. He says the airport itself is about a mile or 2. And he says, nobody, and it's a beautiful airport. He gave me a video tour of it, but he says, nobody will help you. So
it's a shame.
I'd never get through the airport.
Shame, I say.
And I might be running into the same thing at the Manila airport, because I hear they're not the most handicap friendly place in the world either. So I don't know. It's they don't make it easy. That was sweet of you to do. It was rightfully deserved. Who's sweet and who did what? Yeah, Billy, you said Facebook, but Billy, you must be an important man in the Facebook business because you get hacked a lot. I think I've been hacked once, and that was on my verified account, and that was my own stupidity. I fell for something stupid and answered something I shouldn't have answered way back when, 7-8 years ago. And that was my verified Facebook account, but they'd be charging me for it now anyway, and I'd have let it go just like I did Twitter. You doing the AD? Well, in honor of Rico getting an opportunity to do some stuff over there.
It was cool. I mean, and
does anybody know who Matt Classic Creed is? Because he mentions me a lot, and the only one I knew that went by Matt Classic was the guy that used to work at OVW that I do not speak to, and CM Punk had a falling out with him. That's the only Matt Classic that I knew. Who is Matt Classic Creed? And apparently he mentions me a lot.
Let's see. Matt Classic Creed.
I think, according to this, we're friends on Facebook, but I don't remember it. Oh, well.
No idea.
Oh, we have another $20 challenge. I will answer the $20 challenge and add to that. Jazzy Jana wants her help to go to Eunice to help her with the roof. So that is 20. We probably need a total of 60 to help with the roof. Come on, broke. You got a lot of attention over here for free tonight. God knows you got your $10 worth the other night. Come on, broke. Are you good for 20? Because you only did 10. You've done $10.
You know Kenny loves you. You know Kenny loves you, David.
He
spends more time
Bob,
on you than he does anybody else.
No, I'm not going to let you do that. That's misinformation. I do not love broke ass. I just like him a little bit.
No, I heard that it was like a little bit flutter eyes.
Well, only when I see those bird legs on that golf course do I just lose my mind like that.
Yeah. Okay.
Pelican. Well, is a pelican a bird? A flamingo. A flamingo. Flamingo is
the kind of bird you're talking about.
Sebastian, the Imus of the Miami Hurricanes. No respect. They come into mighty Louisville, the first sellout of an ACC matchup in Louisville in 7 years, packed to the gills. Chris Schmidt was there, got tickets on Chubhub or wherever he gets his tickets at. And he was there. He had shitty seats, but he was there. I saw the picture. And I don't know what the over-under was, but if the over-under was slightly below 100, I think they covered. That was up and down. Miami, I think Louisville was down 14 and in a minute and a half tied the game. They were down 14 and in the third quarter scored 14 points in a minute and 38 seconds against the mighty Hurricanes. We did nothing in the rankings. They kept that shitty Georgia team in the top 5 or
Vanderbilt got into the top. I mean, come on.
Who's in the top?
Vanderbilt makes the top 25.
And they should have. They should have. They threw a goalpost in the goddamn
river. And that does remind me. I have an apology and a correction to issue. I said
we do that over here. This is what this show's about: is apologies and corrections.
I said on a previous show that Army and Navy had not been in the top 25 in my lifetime, and that is not true. It happened on October 25th, 1960, 1 month after I was born. So it has happened now.
Just a liar.
Twice in my lifetime.
Well, once in your lifetime that you were aware of, because you weren't watching a lot of college ball when you were one.
I was right in front of the right. Yeah, my dad had me propped up right in front.
You know what my first memories of football are. We lived in an apartment in LaGrange. I remember the apartment like it was yesterday. I was 4 years old. And I remember on our 19-inch black and white TV, it was cat-a-corner on a dresser way up high, way higher than me. I think it was probably 6-7 feet off the ground. And I remember on that black and white TV at 4 years of age, I was watching the Packers and Lions. And don't ask me why the fuck I remember that. But it was the Packers and Lions, and that kind of got me my interest in football, was watching that game on a black and white TV in 1964. My sister either wasn't born yet or probably wasn't born yet. She couldn't have been because she was born in March of 64 and the season would have been over by then. Sure. And we had moved to another house by then. So yeah, March of 64. And it was the Packers and Lions, and poor Janice was not born yet. And yeah, so don't ask me why. And the Lions, what a game they had the other day. Yeah, what a game, the Lions. That was fun with Minnesota. Did both of you all take Minnesota? Was I the only one that took Detroit, or
let's see.
Or did all of us take
Detroit and Minnesota?
It was at Minnesota, and I thought it was
at Minnesota. Detroit. Minnesota was a 1.5-point favorite, and Jason and I both took Minnesota. So you both took Detroit. So there was not a game that all three of us missed. There was a couple that all three of us got right, but there was no game.
So did I lose? Did I lose the Detroit game or won it? Because they won by what? One or two?
The only one. Well, because Minnesota was the favorite, so Detroit winning.
Oh yeah. I took care of that, I guess. Okay, yeah. All right. I thought I won it, but I could not remember. I can never remember the point spreads. The Hurricanes
took Jacksonville.
The Hurricanes covered by 0.5 point, I think. The spread was 6.5. They won by 7. Somebody knew their shit in that game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There were several things that were like
well, let's go over the picture
for the week. for the week. In college, Jason was 9-8, and in the NFL was 10-5. So pretty good week for the Cole train.
Yeah, he didn't hit any parlays though.
No, every single one of those 5 was the one that cost him.
That was the one.
Yeah, every one of them. Yeah, I was also 9-8 in college and 10-5 in the NFL. So even though we did pick different games and missed them, we both ended up 10-5 in the NFL.
Right.
Kenny Bolin in college, you were 11-6.
Not bad for college.
And in the NFL, you were 11.
Being as there have been weeks, I was like 5-12.
Yeah, you were 11-4 for the NFL.
And NFL,
so for the season, college Bob is 62-61.
Okay.
Kenny is 57-51 because I picked games 1 week. I picked the whole slate 1 week, and the other guys didn't. And Jason is 60-47. For the NFL,
so who's got the better percentage, Jason or me? Jason might have me on percentage there, don't he?
I think he might. He's 3 games better win, but 4 games less. Oh yeah, he's better. He's got a better record. He has more wins and less losses.
Well, I got to pick it up in college, or hope Jason falls.
Yeah, he's doing very well in college. In the NFL, Jason.
Well, he makes a lot of stupid picks that have panned out for him.
He gets lucky. You know, let's just say it straight up. He gets lucky. He's 35-29 for the year. You are 39-39 for the year.
In
what? The NFL?
Oh, in the NFL?
In the NFL,
you battled back to 500.
Managed to get back up there.
I was way behind there for a while. I had 2 disastrous weeks, though.
Yes, you did.
Horrible weeks.
Well, no. So you had 2 good weeks in a row now, though. You were 11-3 last week, 11-4 this week.
Yeah,
you were 8-6 before that, 8-8 before that, 7-8. 4-12 in week 2.
Yeah, that was the rough one.
That's the one that hurt you. 9-7. So you've been at 500 or better most weeks. Just that second
disastrous
week, sort of.
Yeah,
took you out. Top 25.
We still got more than half a season to go, though. So.
Yeah, that's true. Oregon is now the new number 1 team.
As well, they should be.
Georgia is the number 2 team.
As well, they shouldn't be. They have played shitty ball.
Penn State is number 3, and they should probably be number 2.
I don't think so. I don't. Penn State to me is not playing second-ranked ball. I totally disagree.
All right, Ohio State is number 4.
Probably better than Georgia.
Yeah,
probably better than Georgia.
Ohio State's 4. Texas is number 5. Miami stays at number 6. Tennessee jumps up 4 places to number 7.
Well,
LSU stays at 8. Clemson goes up a spot to number 9. Iowa State drops a spot to number 10. BYU goes up 2 to number 11.
I told you all don't bet against them Brigham Youngins.
Notre Dame stays at 12. Indiana moves up to number 13.
Notre Dame and Louisville both getting Notre Dame and Miami both getting shit on. Big road wins.
And
we get nothing.
Get passed in the standings by teams.
Yeah.
So like BYU passed Notre Dame. Indiana at 13.
You let the Catholics take on those Mormons and see how that works out. That ain't going to go good for anybody.
Alabama falls 8 spots to number 15.
They're going to struggle to hang in the top 25, Bob.
Well, yeah, I said Michigan was going to be out, and they are. They're out of the top 25.
We have a donation from Migraine, Texas. No, I'm sorry. It's Migraine, Arizona.
Migraine, Arizona.
Then Entertainment, apparently. To match the Jazzy Jana challenge, Jaded Entertainment has donated $20. Thank you. And I did not mean to degrade your little bitty headache. No, my mother used to have migraines, and they fucked with. I tell you who else used to have them. I don't know how many of y'all remember my ex-girlfriend Jenny, but God, Jenny got the worst fucking migraines in the world. Filipino girl, obviously. And she used to get real bad migraines, and she'd be on the phone crying with me just because of how bad her fucking headache was. And I've never been reduced to that. I mean, I had a pounding headache the past 2 days, and I was trying to figure out why the fuck I had it. And then I said, God damn, Kenny, you're coughing like you're gonna die, and the force of the cough caused my headache. But no, that's not a migraine. But for those that have had, I've never had one. But for those that have had them, it's a bitch. My mother used to get them. She'd cry when she got them. Jenny did. But it normally, and no, if I'm not trying to be offensive here, most people I know that get bad migraines are women. No offense, Jake. I've already got his donation. I've already got his donation now.
Yeah, it's not like you can take it back now.
Yeah, can't even take it back now. I've already said it on the air. But no, most of the people I know that get the real bad migraines have been female, and I thought it might be related menstrually. I mean,
hormones.
Just fucking guessing. I don't know, but because it always seemed to be around that time when she'd get them real bad. And then once that went away, she didn't get migraines anymore. She didn't get colds anymore. So it's just a slightly educated guess. I'm not a doctor, scientist, don't claim to be. But I normally defer to them for answers of such a thing. Let's see, Jazzy, I've gotten migraines so bad they literally shut my. Damn, okay, well, that's pretty bad. And another female that gets the
my
bad
wife
migraine.
had migraines.
Another female, according to rumor. Your wife was female, correct?
That's what I was told.
Yeah, well, she fooled you, and that's all that matters.
That's right.
That's all
she didn't come from the Philippines, though. So,
have you ever had a migraine?
One time.
One time.
I thought I was.
Now,
I was afraid I would not die.
Migraine from a headache. How do you know you got a migraine?
The pain is so incredibly sharp, and usually you'll have like an aura around things. Your vision will be disturbed.
Oh shit!
It was so.
What do you think? What do you think caused it?
I don't know. In my case, a lot of the times people think it's something to do with the constriction of the blood vessels around the brain.
Yeah, that would add up. Kevin Marr, who's also had a mother who was female.
Supposedly.
So far, Coltrane is the only one that, you know.
Well, my youngest
brother.
Do
you have a story to tell us that I don't know about?
Right.
Coltrane going, you're making my head.
Is your first name really Jasmine? It's not Jason, it's Jasmine Coltrane.
Now, my friend Jasmine, I
know what happened, Kenny.
Her and her family for a few months, and she has not addressed the migraine situation.
I know what
I don't
happened.
I don't remember Lena having them, and Lena and I have been friends for 14 years now. 14 years. I don't remember Lena ever having them.
Little Jasmine Coltrane went to school one day and came back as Jason. That's what happened.
Shit. Oh, goddamn. Oh, that would explain.
That's what happened. I mean, just ask any Republican.
She couldn't get rid of them without a hospital visit. God damn.
Yeah.
So, all right. Well, here's the next question. What would the hospital do to make your migraines go away other than
they can give you some medication?
My wife
used to have shots that I had to give her.
Yeah.
It was a vasodilator. So it actually helped release the constriction on her, on the blood vessels in her brain. So,
so I hear the man.
So there it was. It was in the second grade. We now know when it happened. Went to school in the second grade. Tried to get one of those lunch ladies to give him some extra corn on the cob.
Or did Coltrane go to school as a girl and then got sent back as a little boy?
That's what I'm saying.
That happens.
Jasmine Coltrane went to school. Came back as Jason.
Yeah. It could be. I mean, you know, those goddamn Democrats, they'll pull some shit on you.
That's
no
right.
money for printing paper, but goddamn, we'll give you a sex change operation.
Ad I have seen that's geared towards Texas has been featuring some guy criticizing a trans person. Like one of them was a guy who committed a murder and then got a sex change operation when he was in prison.
While he was in, now, did he get it while he was in prison, or were they just maintaining?
He got it while he was in prison.
Done?
Now he got the sex change operation while he was in prison. And
okay.
Kamala Harris wanted to pay for it. In fact, she forced him to pay for it. I'm like,
who did Kamala Harris in Texas force to pay for a sex change operation?
I'm not sure
okay, all right.
And then the other one is
I'm anxious to see how that happened. How Kamala Harris from Texas, from California, as a vice president, forced somebody in Texas to give a man. She might have been for it. May have been
a cruise.
I'm for a lot of shit that I can't get done.
Yeah, the cruise Allred race. There's an ad. It's an ex-Marine. He says, "Now I served in the Marines and I gave my legs in service to my country." This guy's got a double amputee. I'm like, okay, well, thank you for your service. I can't stand it. Colin Allred. He actually wants to he gives sex changes to people in the military, including kids. I didn't fight for
I didn't know we
that.
had
I'm
kids in
like,
the military. Well,
I didn't know they had kids
God
in the
bless those
military.
children for doing that.
You know, well, I mean, 18-year-old kids going to the military, but they're adults at that point, right?
Well,
So,
yeah.
you know, but it's every ad in the state is geared towards transphobia.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Every single one of them is trying to
Which
prey on your transphobia.
even my son has done the research on that, and he says even at the most exaggerated, wild estimates of how many trans people there are in the United States, it's hard to crack 1%. Most accurate estimates are between 0.3 and 0.6% of the population is involved in transgender. But we're dedicating all of our politics,
hours and hundreds of millions of
ads
dollars of
and
advertising.
millions of dollars to the 0.5%, if you want to even exaggerate what it could be. And who gives a fuck if it makes them happy? Now, I get not wanting to pay tax dollars for it. I get that.
And so I get
I don't
having them
I don't want to pay for it either.
I don't want boys playing girl sports. Sorry. I mean, there's a
Yeah,
I'm
against that too. I think if you've been a man and then you become a woman and you get in the boxing ring and beat the shit out of a 120-pound woman, I don't think you've accomplished anything.
No.
And I don't see that as fair. I totally agree with that. There's some things I agree with. But I don't want Michael Jordan getting a sex change operation and going to the WNBA and at his age probably still kicking some ass.
Yeah. So if someone is,
so I agree with that. It's not, to me, that's not a hard thing to.
So if they're a biological,
but there are people that disagree with us, though.
Right. I know there are.
That if you have the sex change operation and the hormone changes and everything, that then officially you're a woman and you should be allowed to play. But there's a reason why those transgender swimmers are kicking ass.
Right. Because they're stronger and faster.
There's a reason for that.
But
there's a reason today that we still don't have men playing women in tennis.
If a transgender man, if a guy's a man who feels like he's a woman, right? He's attracted to men. You hate him because he's gay. He gets a sex change to be a woman, and now he's not gay anymore, but you hate him because he's trans.
And now you still hate him. So just some people just hate to hate, I guess. Let's see. Like I said the other night, I went to public school my whole life, and none of that happened. Well, no. Well, I did, and hell, you know what? We didn't even have cell phones. They were just blocking us out. We didn't even get cell phones in 1979.
Yeah, they didn't take my cell phone away from me. They wouldn't even give me one.
By the way, I laid me out a drink tonight and never got it, and I'm sitting here dying for something to drink. We're probably, I think we got enough donations to give them a little extra time tonight. Did we ever kill Facebook? We did, right?
We did a long time ago.
All right, let me get something to drink. I'll be back in 5 minutes or less.
Is Twitter on still?
You can kill them too.
Goodbye.
I didn't even know, and this is.
I don't think it works. I think it.
Supposedly you have to have a verified account to broadcast, and it didn't let us broadcast over there till we got the notification of the $44 charge, and then it started letting us broadcast. I don't know if they're actually going through or not.
I don't.
But you can kill it regardless.
It still said go live when I clicked on it. So the last night of StreamYard,
Kevin Morrow get us tomorrow, so that'll be of some help. I'll be back in just a few minutes.
Kenny will be back in a few minutes. I will stay here for a few minutes, just so Kenny can get his drink. So we will take a few moments to talk about a little bit of gaming, which Kenny doesn't care about, but that's okay because I do. I have been playing a game on my computer. It is called The Planet Crafter. It's a weird kind of survival game. You crash land on this planet, and your goal, why you were sent there in the first place, was to help terraform this planet into a more Earth-like place. And so you have to spend some time, gathering resources like every other survival game. Gather resources. You get blueprints that let you have better equipment, let you carry more, or you build better oxygen generators, better heat generators. I do like the Xbox, Billy. I've got an Xbox One. I run in cycles. Like I will play a game on the Xbox. I played MLB The Show this year almost exclusively on Xbox. I played NCAA football on Xbox, and I played Madden on Xbox. But then I started playing on the PlayStation, and I forget the name of the game I was playing. I played it for a little bit. I'll get really going on a game for a while. And then I just recently, like I said, started picking up this Planet Crafter on the PC. I've been playing the Silent Hill 2 remake. It's cool. I play a weird bunch of games because like I've got a bunch of board game implementations like Castles of Burgundy, Ticket to Ride, Dune Imperium. So the board games that were implemented on PC, I've got those mostly so I can play a solo game. I did play Astrobot on the PS5. It's kind of cool. I'm not typically a platform player. I played Sonic back in the days, when the Sega was first out. So I played a lot of Sonic, but I don't have the right coordination to hit the button at the right time. I'm just not that good at thumb-eye coordination, right? So platformers typically, I don't get a lot of fun out of them because I don't do good. I don't play well at them. I've played Valheim and I've played Ark. So they're like survival games, but I don't play the multiplayer versions. I just play it single player with just my own system, my own server instead of playing the online, because I just don't like the griefing that you get when you're playing online and some guy who's 40 years younger than I am, 50 years younger than I am, decides to come in and splatter the things that I've been spending hours and hours and hours working on, just because it's fun for him to blast something and blow something up. So not a big fan of that. But I do like games where I build things. I've played a lot of a game called Cities Online. It's kind of like the old Sim City where you build your city and lay out your roads, lay out your zones and stuff. I like playing role-playing games. I've played a lot of Baldur's Gate 3 early on this year. So it just, it depends on what I'm in the mood for at the time.
I know what I'm in the mood
I was a
for.
grown-ass adult then, Jana, when Sonic came out. So just because you were a little kid, don't rub it in how old I am, please.
I played some Sonic back in the day, back when my son was playing those, and I did have a drink out here. I said it was a little 7.5.
The Oreo Coke.
Yeah, I had it sitting behind me, and I thought I set it on my desk. And when I didn't see it, I said, well, maybe I left it in the kitchen. I look in the kitchen, it ain't there. I come back here, it's sitting on the ottoman behind me, blocked out by my large girth. And but it's not icy cold now. It's been sitting out here for an hour and a half, a little longer. So now I got to put it back in the fridge, ice it back up again, because the way to drink these is little sips, icy cold. Little sips. This is not a gulping drink to get the appreciation of the flavor. You won't
get the flavor if you just gulp.
Yeah. So what I've got is off-brand Coke Zero on ice, as you can see.
In the mason jar.
In the mason jar. The only way to drink. This is the way that you drink Coca-Cola back when I was a kid. You drank them in remember tin cups, Bob? Mm-hmm. Remember the cups that were made of tin?
Yeah.
Nothing better than a Coca-Cola in a fucking tin cup. But if you don't have a tin cup, the mason jar. And I've got the bigger version in there if I really just want to be a gluttonous pig and just suck down.
Drink iced tea out of the mason jar.
Yeah. Now, I almost ordered some sweet tea the other day because they didn't have the 0 calorie. And I'm thinking, that's a lot of fucking sugar, and I better avoid that.
Well,
I don't. The gallon of sugar is what it is.
I like my tea sweetened, but I don't like sweet
Billy,
tea.
you have a problem. You like moonshine in a mason jar. I think we've discovered whatever extra money you might have, where it goes.
Yeah, that's why Billy's got money to donate. It's not the disability.
Moonshine, but hey, he donates his $100 a month, so let's not badmouth Billy too much. Maybe if he was sober, he wouldn't donate as much. That's what Brocass is saying.
Yeah. So a friend of mine, Jana, this is how
maybe
old
if
I am.
Broadcast were sober, he'd donate more. Maybe that would help.
Maybe if he was drunk, he would donate more. Who knows?
Or
If
have
we,
sex.
so I had a friend who's an artist, and she told me that she's going to be doing a show this last weekend here in Fort Worth, and I said, "Well, cool, I'll come out to see you." Well, she didn't tell me this isn't just like a little tiny art show. This is like they close off the entire street, Magnolia, 18 blocks of Magnolia Street in Fort Worth closed off, and there's booths up and down it, both sides of the street. So 36 blocks, which is a lot for an old man who doesn't walk around a whole lot to get out and walk.
Yeah. I'd agree
so
with that.
I ended up parking, luckily, almost in the middle. I parked at block 11. I didn't know which block she was in. So I'm like, all right. So I walked all the way down to block 1. Nope, not there. I walked all the way back to block 11 where my car was, and my hips were hurting so bad. I was like, I'm not walking any further. I'm just going right back to my car, and I'm done. Sorry, friend of mine who's an artist. I'll catch you another time.
She did a great job.
Chris,
they're
the
having
oddest
me.
thing to say.
Hang on, I got to turn my microphone off. They're having me rate my Walmart customer service today. Her name was Clara from the Philippines.
Clara, was it really?
Hang on. She did a fantastic job and went above and beyond. All right, hang on here.
She made me feel like Arnold Palmer.
Did she ever? There we go. Survey.
Arnold came up to me.
Yeah, I promise. Well, before she even knew she could help me, she was amazed at how nice I was to her and how polite, because I was not happy that I had to make 3 phone calls to get a refund on 2 items they sent me that were the wrong items. They kept saying, well, they said, we cannot process your refund. You have to contact your debit card and file a dispute with them. I'm going, what? That's well. So I made 3 calls, and I finally get Clara, or was it Sierra? Let me check. I don't want to quote.
Sierra sounds more like a Filipino name.
Well, hang on here. Ciara, excuse me. Ciara.
Clara makes it sound like she's like 85 years old.
I'm not going to say there are no Claras in the Philippines, but this was not one of them. Her name was Ciara. And the first thing she said, like 2 sentences to me, I said, pardon me, I'm going to ask you a question. I said, and if I'm wrong, I apologize, because every now and then I am. By any chance, are you from the Philippines? Yes, I am, sir. How'd you know? I said, well, I've got 2 ex-girlfriends from the Philippines, plus for 14 years, we've been helping people in your country. We're helping people now. I said, you have typhoons down there, right? Oh, yes, sir. Yes, sir. I said, are you in Cebu or are you in Manila? Because 90% of the time, that's where they are. Oh, no, sir. I'm in Davao City. I said, well, allow me to tell you my connections with Davao City. So I talked to her about Ice Cream Jennifer. And the first batch of kids that we ever helped were Ice Cream Jennifer's kids. And there were 4 or 5 kids, 6 kids at an ice cream truck. And only 2 of the kids bought ice cream cones, but everybody was getting a lick. Now those are good kids, because you ain't getting a lick of my ice cream cone. No, I'm not a germaphobe, but unless you're my girlfriend, you ain't getting a lick of my ice cream cone. That's just the way that shit's going to go. So these kids are sharing their ice cream cones. The 2 kids that could afford it are sharing it with the other 3 or 4. And I'm video chatting with Ice Cream Jennifer at the ice cream truck with these kids. I said, well, why didn't all the kids get one? Well, they can't afford it. So the other kids are sharing. And I said, well, what do they cost? And it turned out you could get like 5 ice cream cones for what, Bob? $1?
Yeah, they're like 20
It was a ridiculous price for 1 scoop.
Yeah,
and I said,
they're not like.
I said, well, how many kids are in your class? And she said, like 36. And I said, well, let's get all the kids. I said, do you have enough money to get it? And if you do, I'll PayPal you the money to cover their ice cream, because fuck, it was a ridiculous amount, $10, $12, something like that. I said, well, let's get all the kids an ice cream. I said, let's get them 2 scoops. Don't give them 1 scoop, get them 2. And the ice cream truck guy was great. He was giving discounts because he couldn't believe we were buying that much ice cream. And that's what started ice cream in the Philippines, with Ice Cream Jennifer in Davao City. So I told her that story. She said, oh my God, you've touched my heart. I cannot believe that in my city that you help people, and you're a long way away. I said, I'm 8,400 miles away. And I kept naming all the cities that we help in. Oh my God. And guess what city I forgot to name until the end? Calbiac City. I name all these cities.
Yeah.
And then the one city that gets the most help, I forgot to name. And oh yeah, Calbiac City. Oh my God! And then I just kept telling her all this shit. And my son told me that on a special thing he's on right now, we're not allowed to talk about it, but his knowledge of the Philippines has gotten him preferential treatment because where he's at, all the help is Filipino. And he says, my knowledge of the Philippines and a lot of shit that you've told me has gotten us top-notch preferential treatment around here because they can't believe I know this shit. He says, they've told me I'm the only customer they've ever had that knows that much about the Philippines. I said, well, there you go. It came in handy. And it bails. I tell you what, if I get a Filipino customer service representative and it's either India, Africa, or the Philippines, 90% of the time, it's very rare you get anybody in the United States. If you can talk to a Filipino customer service representative about their country, tell them what this show's about, have them Google it because it's easy to find. I tell you what, it is amazing how good a help you get. So it is not evident I'm going to get any help from her because she says it's an automated system that is telling me why I can't get a refund. I said, well, tell them that I've been a customer for a long time and I expect a real person like you to give me a call back. I said, now, trust me, I'm not mad at you. I said, you're doing your job. You're doing the best you can. I said, but you tell your supervisors, as I was told the previous 2 times, I want a real person to give me a call and explain to me why they're not going to give me a refund on items they sent me, not you all, the store, who repeatedly sends me the wrong shit. I said, you tell them that if they don't get me a refund on this today, that I'm going to cancel my membership and I'll just deal with fucking Kroger. And you can put it to them that way. Within 3 hours, I had a full refund. And she didn't even know if she could help me. She said, well, I can't believe how nice you're being to me because I can't guarantee I can help you. No, but you're trying. And that's what matters. You're trying to help me. And I appreciate that. And I said, plus I love your culture, your community, and your people. I said, and you're being nice to me. I'm going to be nice to you. But you tell somebody above you that if I don't get taken care of today, I'll just let Kroger fuck me instead of you guys. And that's basically how I phrased it to her. And she just could not. She said, I could talk to you about this all day, but you do know I have to talk to other customers. I said, I know, but I wanted you to know how much your city and your community means to me. And your city is where we started helping kids. Yeah, now obviously we'd helped people in the Philippines before, but Ice Cream in the Philippines started with Ice Cream Jennifer. Oh, you have a stalker. You got a stalker. He's got a knife. He's got a knife. All right.
Yeah, here a minute. Oh, those look good. Sweet.
Yep.
Those look great. Sweet age. Clear card on them. Yeah. My dad is making some certificates for the folks at his church, so had to print it up with a little bit of laser printer,
I assume.
Well, a laser burner, laser engraver.
Oh, okay. I have also dealt with customers from Nepal recently, and real strict, but the country is gorgeous. Need to go. Oh, okay. All right. Yeah, I have heard that as well. I've heard that it's a very beautiful place, and the rules are very strict. I heard that recently. I forget who. We have somebody with no badge and never donates, keeps commenting, and apparently is a big Trump fan. They like to talk about the things that he does. So what do you do? All right. Let's see. If we could raise another, what is it? 10:30. Let's go 10 more minutes. And
10,
if we could
20,
raise
40.
Yeah. What have we got raised
60,
so far?
80, 100, 125 is what I've got.
Yeah, because we need about 80 of that to bail Eunice out. So if we could raise another 40 in the next, say, 10 to 15 minutes, if we could raise another 40, we can get her roof fixed and get them 50 kilograms of rice to feed them for the next 30 days and maybe a tray of eggs. If we could do that. I know I'm pushing it. Maybe the guy with no badge and no donations would like to help. I don't know. The one that said that I was so sexy. Appreciate you noticing.
Yeah.
And like and here's who's donated so far. Jaded Entertainment with a migraine. Jazzy Jana from Louisiana. He wanted to match. So Jazzy Jana and Jaded Entertainment have covered the roof. I'm thinking $40 to $60 will do that. I'll kick in the other 20. So we got the roof covered. Now we're trying to cover the food. We have $25 from Michigan Mike. We have Daniel Lemley did 20. TC from the NC did 10. And then we had Nicole did 10. And then we had $20 from John O'Brien. So did we add all those?
Oh, yeah. And then 19 from Edge Copeland.
19. Yeah, 19 from Edge. You know what? Where's Edge's donation? Why am I not seeing that? There it is. Yeah. You've got money from Edge Copeland, $19. Yeah, so 20, John 40, O'Brien, 60, 80, John O'Brien and Edge,
125.
Maybe we got a little bit more than we thought.
144.
But we need to send at least 80 of that to Eunice, maybe even 100.
Yeah, so we got 144. If we send 80 to Eunice, that still gives us $60. Who was it that was in the hospital needing blood transfusions?
That was J9E.
Okay.
And J9E needed the blood transfusion for her sister.
Oh, right.
And
it wasn't her.
She's also back in the hospital herself needing medicine. And her sister needed... No, I'm sorry. Giselle needs the money for the blood transfusion for her sister. Janine is back in the hospital with the issues that she has needing medication. Whatever type of insurance she's on covers the hospital bills, but it does not cover medication.
Right. And then we just had a little bit of money to Jelly Bean because Jara is sick again.
Baby Jara.
Yeah.
Well, as I tell them when they all write me and tell me they're sick, I said, name me the Filipino that's not. That will be a much shorter list of a list of Filipinos that aren't sick. Fortunately, no one's died yet. We appreciate that because then you feel bad. Jenica Jean just wrote me and said, good morning, Kenny. Well, she probably saw my sleepy face. Why don't you accept my message? What's the... Well, because J9E, I'm on my show trying to raise money to help you. And I can't answer you and do my show at the same time. So
I guess, why don't we just do this, Kenny?
And let me finish my show, and then I will answer you.
Just tell her, well, I'll just stop helping raise money for anybody and chat with you for raising money
for you, just to chat with you for a while. Let me do that. Now I'm being a smart ass. But Filipinos are notoriously high pressure. If you don't answer them when they write you, regardless, it be 2 p.m. in the afternoon, 2 p.m. in the morning, why you not answer? Because I'm fucking sleeping. How's that? And I'm liable to be asleep at 2 p.m. or 2 a.m. because I sleep when I fucking can. I have a fucked up sleeping system, and when I'm tired, I lay down and go to sleep. All right, well, I got that off my chest. All right, so we got about 10 more minutes to see if we can raise $40 more. Eunice, unfortunately, has the bulk of the problems this week. Her mother doesn't not get paid for 8 more days. And when they do, they need to pay their water bill, which may be shut off by then because, you know, the Filipino government is just lovely people. And to my knowledge, I mean, you can be 1 month behind and not owe that much money, and they'll shut you off anyway. They take that disconnection date very seriously over there. And let's see.
The only thing they're in a hurry about is to disconnect you.
Is to disconnect your water and your electric, regardless. They threatened to disconnect Vanessa's neighbors for a like a 300 peso electric bill. That's $6 or $7. They was going to disconnect them over $7 with 2 senior citizens in the home.
Yeah,
good people.
All the best people.
Oh, she says, "Oh, okay, Dad." Totally understanding now.
Oh yeah, you're raising money for me. Absolutely, keep doing what you're doing.
Fuck. Keep blabbing. So
why did you stop to answer me then?
So young man that wants all the attention on the show that has no badge and hadn't donated, are you going to help us out, or because just say you're not, and then we know not to look for it. You can do that. I can
just block you and then not have to worry about it.
Well, that's option 2. And Broadcast, I'm sure, still around. You know, Broadcast got $40.
He likes to stick around.
Broadcast probably has some weed money stashed away somewhere that he could just not smoke any weed this week. And all right, now I'm asking too much.
Now you're asking for a lot.
Now I've crossed the god. Now I'm basically just threatening to give away a cookies and cream Coca-Cola free of charge, which I'm not going to do. So no more coconuts and cream, Bob.
Oh,
I got some in the fridge. I'm hoarding them.
Maybe you can have a like an online auction and raise money that way.
Oh, Walmart will sell them to you. Have you heard what the new price is? They were $30 for 2 12-packs a few weeks ago. You know what they are now? 60.
200. Yeah, well,
$60 for
those are what those
packs.
are folks that use Walmart Marketplace, kind of like use Amazon as a selling spot.
Sort of, kind of, yeah.
Yeah, so it's like,
and I saw something I wanted the other day from Walmart that I don't see very often, and I'm looking down and I'm seeing the price, and it was $128 for something that normally runs $7 or $8, but they're hard to get now. $128, and it was like 9 ounces of it. I forgot what it was. And I thought about it, but I ended up not buying it.
I lived without it for that.
Yeah. I lived without eggs when they hit $4 a dozen. There for a few weeks at Walmart, eggs were $4 a dozen. Oh, Kenny, the price of eggs. They're out. They're $4. No, not for me, they're not, because you know what? I don't need an egg that bad. And I love eggs. I buy 2 dozen of eggs every 2 weeks. And that 2 dozen eggs normally last me for the whole 2 weeks. And I'll make them to go with sausage. If I decide to have sausage and biscuits with my Popeyes biscuits, or maybe a sausage and egg sandwich once or twice a week, maybe even a meal replacement. I'll do an egg on top of a beef patty.
Put any eggs in the dog food?
Pardon?
You ever put any eggs in the dog's food?
Only when I break them. I ain't giving them a good fucking egg at $4 an egg if I were buying that. But no, if I like Scooby and Two Cow got eggs today because 2 of my dozen eggs were broke.
I see. I
didn't even ask for a refund on it because the eggs now that were $4 at Walmart 2 weeks ago were mysteriously down to $1.79 this week. So I got 2 dozen eggs. I don't mind, because $1.79. I mean, I normally cook 2 eggs at a time. That's 6. That's 6. It's not 6 meals, but that and 2 pieces of sausage is a meal for me. You give me 2 pieces of McDonald's style sausage and 2 eggs. That's a meal. So and a bag of sausage, like 2 pounds of sausage, is $9, and 2 dozen eggs is under $4. That's $13 for 6 meals, Bob. Where can you do that at?
Not Uber.
Not a lot of places. Beats Uber.
It does beat Uber.
Well, Bob, we got 6 minutes to try and raise that $40, and it is not looking good. Not even from.
It's always that last $40 that's the hardest.
It is. It's always the hardest. No, there's no signs. I mean, I know we're wasting that last 6 minutes, but a deal's a deal, I guess.
Yeah.
And the donations have not been bad, but under the circumstances, we got people down there with
we got some pretty impressive needs
that are friends of the show. You know.
Right. We want to thank StreamYard for screwing us over.
And Eunice has been around over 4 years now. Her birthday, November 29th. Yeah, November 29th. She will be 18. I've known Eunice since she was 14.
Wow.
She's been primarily the representative of the family. Little Ruby May is going to be 15. So we've known her a couple of years now. She's going to be 15 November 29th.
Art Gel's got to be getting close to 10 or 11, then 12.
Art Gel's next birthday, I think she will be 11.
Wow.
We celebrated her first birthday when she'll either be 10 or 11. I need to check on that. Art Gel's Facebook page isn't working anymore, but her mother's is, and I hear from her mother from time to time. And we haven't helped Art Gel in a while, so probably out of a common courtesy, I should check in and make sure Art Gel's got the school supplies she needs and shit like that. And Ruby May she still needs a seat for her toilet. So we're going to try and kick at least 1,200 pesos over to them today as well to help them get the seat for the toilet or food. I mean, a lot of times I say, well, here's the money. If you need food, get food. It's like I did like Jambi. Jambi, damn it. Her name's Jambi. God damn it. Jambi needed 890 pesos to replace her son's backpack. And she showed me it's ripped all to hell. I'm sure it's tough on the kid to go to school with a ripped up backpack. And I sent her the money, and she told me she's low on food. I said, well, honey, you have a choice to make. Backpack, or wait a week, let us raise some more money, and we'll try and help you with the backpack, or food. And I said, I would vote food over backpack, and find something else to pack the kids' books in, or try to fix the backpack he's got. I don't know what you can do to fix it. But she says, well, I'll wait a week. I said, I think that's a good idea. I would always, because you can't eat a backpack, but you can eat 12
barbecue them nice.
You can eat 12 kilograms of rice, which is about 25 pounds of rice.
Right.
I go through 2 pounds of rice a month if I'm lucky. Not even that much. I don't even eat 2 pounds a month. But I'm not Filipino and eat rice 3 times a day. If I eat it 3 times a day, I might need a 25 kilogram bag of rice around here somewhere. So I do want, we have thanked everybody that donated tonight. We got everybody covered. John O'Brien from Texas, Jazzy Jana from Louisiana, and Jazzy, I ain't never betting on your goddamn Saints again. Bob, we doing a show Thursday or Friday? Are you done?
We are going to do a show Friday, I believe. Although we need to get together probably Thursday afternoon and work on that.
Now, so I need to pay. I need to pay for the new service out of the money that anonymous donor sent, right?
Yes.
I don't even know exactly how to do that yet, but I guess we'll figure it out.
Well, I think we can get together online and work through that.
Get all that figured out, and and if I need to send you all join links, that ain't no big deal. I mean, fuck,
I don't think we might have to do something for Coltrane, but we can. The plan that we're getting allows us to have a producer seat like we do with. Now suddenly overpriced StreamYard.
Well, we don't have to worry about sending Coltrane anything very often. I mean, that stress has been greatly reduced.
Yeah. So I don't know.
He did donate $20 with a migraine, I might add.
He did. Came out of his migraine bed.
Barkley has no migraine and no donation tonight. So,
and so does the other guy with no badge. And
you're spreading misinformation, Bolin. I have no DUIs. I didn't say you did. Just according to records, been pulled over a lot. So might have been pulled over for excellent driving. I don't know.
Could be.
That happens, you know. He might have been pulled over for excellent driving. That happens sometimes.
Sir, he said with a tear in his eye, I just wanted to compliment you on your driving. It's awe-inspiring, sir.
Now wait a minute. You've done 5 shows in a row, or you've missed 5 in a row? You've done both.
He did 5 in a row once.
I know he's done it once. Did he call me bro? Oh my God,
bro!
Do we have to have him on the next streaming service?
Well, if we're going to do picks,
if he's going to call me bro, I even yell at Russo for that. He doesn't do any good.
Did you see the Vince Russo spot on Piers Morgan?
I don't know that I did. What happened?
Oh gosh! So Maven and Vince Russo and some other people, and who's that columnist? Phil Mushnick.
Okay, all right.
We're on this thing.
Mushnick's somebody that I think Cornette has shit on quite a bit.
Oh my God, Russo was too. And
so
they were going at it. I mean, it was hilarious to watch.
Now who's going at it where? Because I don't know any of this.
This is on the Piers Morgan show. I'll send you a link to it.
Piers Morgan?
Yeah.
Had Russo on?
Yes.
And Maven?
And Maven.
And Mushnick.
And Mushnick.
Well, goddamn, Russo has sold his name a little bit then. If he's on the hell, I'd like to be on the Piers Morgan show. Yeah. Piers Morgan was on Bill Maher recently.
Let me find
he's a bit of it.
I think it was posted in Ben Hameen's group.
Okay.
Let me see if I can find it there, and I'll send you a link.
Yeah, Piers Morgan has he can be a bit of a douche, but there's a couple of things. Piers actually will stand up to Trump every now and then. Not always, but Mushnick's still alive. I guess. I haven't heard his name in a long time. So Piers Morgan on Russo, Maven, and Mushnick. Okay.
Yeah, let me find it and send it to you.
Shocked I didn't get an invite. I got as much clout as they got.
At least. So Britt Baker and Adam Cole.
I've managed more stars. So.
Yeah, Britt Baker and Adam Cole have broken up. So Britt's probably going to be coming for you, Kenny.
Now wait a minute. Britt Baker and Adam Cole, they work in the same company, right?
Yeah.
Well, that's going to be comfortable.
Yeah.
That's why I've always suggested never date. I guess if it's separate companies, you can. Well, but then again, you never see each other. So date a real human being and leave other wrestlers alone would be my advice. Even though Bob, I have to admit it. I'm just going to admit it right now. I watched some of Raw, and I get to there's Kyrie Sane, and then who's her partner?
Io Sky.
Io Sky. But Io Sky is so fucking good.
She is. She's.
And I've been seeing how good she is.
Her facial expressions are awesome.
Oh, and Kyrie's are awesome too when they do the backstage shit. I would. I need to be a Mormon so I can marry both of them, just so they can bitch at me in Japanese on a daily basis. I've never.
Oh God! So
when they're mad,
I don't know if you saw
them mad, and I don't know what they're saying.
So in the segment that they're in, where they're talking to Adam Pearce, and Carlito walks in.
Yeah.
Carlito, in an ad-libbed line, says, I need to learn how to speak Chinese.
Shit. That's Carlito. That's Carlito. I need to learn that Chinese shit y'all talking. Yeah.
I'm like,
okay. All right.
Carlito. What does Carlito add?
Someone asked him on the show. I did see this much. What is it that you bring here? And he steps up. I bring the cool. Well, okay, as long as you're bringing something, I guess.
I'm a fixer.
He is one of my boys, so I kind of have to root for him a little bit.
Yeah.
I did put out a tweet that I stand with Batista when I saw Undertaker and Kane, the fake wrestlers that are fake brothers that are voting for the fake billionaire and the fake ass president. And I actually had people defending Trump on his rape charges. We don't know he really raped that woman. None of the rest of us get to dispute that when we're convicted or found guilty or liable for rape. We probably going to be labeled as a rapist, whether we're liable,
adjudicated sexual assault.
Yeah, whatever the charge is, that judge says what you did in the state of New York is rape. But sexual assault ain't any better. If Kenny Bolin were labeled as a sexual assaulter, my name would pretty much be mud anywhere, and I don't think I could get a job anywhere, whether I was liable or convicted or what the fuck ever. But it was pointed out, and McDonald's has stated, we are not endorsing Donald Trump. That was a Republican politician. I forgot what
franchisee. It was a Republican franchisee.
Yeah, and he orchestrated that. They had to close the store to get him in there. All handpicked Trump supporters from the drive-thru. And someone said, it was fake because everyone knows you can't walk up through the drive-thru at McDonald's, and they had people doing that.
Right.
But no, they had to close the thing. And I said, well, you can't have an open restaurant with a convicted felon and a convicted rapist in the building. And the Tim Walls' line, and they finally found an apron big enough to fit him. That's going to burn him up. And he hears every fucking thing they say.
And Ronald McDonald wears less makeup than Donald
Ronald McDonald wears less makeup than you do. You're both clowns, but he wears less makeup. So Walls was on a roll today. I'll give him that. And now they're saying that that Barack Obama is just as guilty as Trump because Barack Obama was describing Trump and he did that. Well, the thing that pisses Trump off is to insinuate he has small hands. Correct. It's the porn stars and 3 ex-wives that say he has a small penis.
But just let's be honest here. Obama said Trump is fascinated about the size of his crowds.
And he just showed a small crowd.
They
assumed he was talking about his penis. He never said that.
No.
Trump, when describing Arnold Palmer, said, I wish I was as big as he was. That's basically what Trump was saying. I wish I was as big as Arnold Palmer.
People would come out of the shower going, "Oh my God, I can't believe that."
My dad hated Donald Trump. Every time he'd come on TV, he got a disgusting look on his face. So apparently, but Arnold probably doesn't like people that cheat at golf either. That would be another thing.
No, that would definitely be something Arnold would not be.
Arnold would not like that. And but then again, there have been wrestlers that have gotten that title. I never took a shower with wrestlers because I'm so fucking sexy. I was scared one of them would try something. Yeah. So I never showered with the wrestlers. So I can't tell you how big anybody's thing was.
I
didn't want to know.
Never been exposed.
But I've heard stories.
Terry told me a story one time about Robert Fuller, and that
I've heard stories about Robert Fuller. Yeah. I'll tell you. Well, I will tell you one thing I saw firsthand. And I was a kid. I was 14, 15 years old. 14. It was my first trip ever to the Louisville Gardens. And Sam Bass used to wear white tights when he was made to wrestle, and normally would have the black trunks over them, very similar to what Jerry Lawler wore. Well, there was a run-in from the locker room. I never heard anything about Eric Embry. That's okay. I don't need to know. Didn't hear anything about him. But Robert Fuller, I've heard the stories. But Sam Bass did a run-in, who was Jerry Lawler's manager, would probably be the last man you would assume would be packing heavy. He did a run-in from the locker room, and he did not put his black trunks on over his white tights because they were making it look like he'd come out of the shower. He was all wet and had soap on him. Why he was showering in his white tights, I don't know. But that was the illusion we were given. And, well, if Mankind says it, that's good enough for me. So, and he's seen them all, I'm sure. I bet he didn't include himself in that group would be my guess. So Sam Bass does a run-in, and the white tights are loose. And through the bright light of the Louisville Gardens, and I'm a 14-year-old kid, Sam Bass was hanging down to the fucking knee. And you could see it through the tights. Now, whether those I would assume in the ring they could see this. You would think somebody would have rushed Sam out of the ring to get him right back to the locker room he came from. But I'm sitting in the first row of the cheap seats, which was, I didn't want to pay $4 to set one seat forward. I paid $2.50 to sit in the first row of the cheaps. And I'm sitting there and I'm going, holy shit. God damn. That might be the biggest one I've ever seen. And it was Sam Bass. And it was right there in the Louisville Gardens for everybody to see. So, but I'm not running for president and I can talk about it. So, but then again, apparently if I was running for president, I could talk about it. So Mick Foley covers this because I'm in one or two of Mick Foley's books. I know he didn't talk about mine because he's never seen it that I know of. He's never seen it that I know of, unless he was peeking in on me in my sleep. And Mick Foley's that sneaky. We were handcuffed together, but that's a whole nother story. You ever been handcuffed to Mick Foley?
I have not.
I have, and he liked it too. You know why he liked it? Because we sat there and talked shit about Cornette because that was I was handcuffed to him like a couple of days before Jimmy got fired, and so the match was booked by Cornette for me to be handcuffed to Mick Foley at Six Flags. So me and Mick are just getting caught up on all the Cornette gossip as we're handcuffed together as to why he got fired, what he did, and I think that was when he pushed Santino Marella and slapped him. And Santino did him a favor and didn't kill him in the locker room. Yeah, and Santino basically got his job out of that because he didn't even have a contract. And he basically got his job out of that because as an apology, they had to do something. So he fucking got called up because Cornette slapped him. So Santino, it worked out pretty good for him. He got a decent little run out of that. Did the breeze blow your hair back? No, there was no, I was far enough back. I didn't get the breeze. So I was good on that. But I remember being, man, he really needs those black trunks on. Even at the age of 14, he should really be wearing those right now. I've got two of Mankind's first autography books if you're looking for one. I've already got both of them. He's already signed them for me. And as a matter of fact, I sold one of them to raise money for charity for $300. So, I've got two of his books. He's written quite a few, I think. But he said that I'm in two of them, but I didn't bother to read them to check. But he said I was talking about his retirements. And I was the first one to get Sacco both times he came out of retirement because Jimmy would bring him here before he would go back to the WWE. So the video of me getting
rust off.
Yeah, the video, it did knock the rust off. So the video of me getting Sacco is on YouTube. I guess just bring up Mankind and Kenny Bolin. It'll probably pop up. But I don't know if both of them are on. And then I got handcuffed to him at Six Flags. So I had 3 shows I did with Mick. And he's always been a class act. I've always enjoyed interacting with Mick Foley. One of the true, decent, good men. And he was in Evansville with me for the trip down there. And we got to talk quite a bit. So he's good. And posed for a picture with me. But I don't know if the person that took the picture ever sent it to me or not. So there's one floating around out there somewhere. Bob, did I ever send you a picture of me with Mick?
No.
Because if I didn't, someone else has that picture. So, What do you do? Somebody's got it. Somebody
don't have a picture of Cody Rhodes either, but that's just around the corner. I understand.
Just quit bitching. Just stop your bitching.
Oh, come on. I have to do something. I've got to earn my keep around here.
Got to earn your keep.
I mean,
well, speaking of earning
that high salary,
I'm going to predict we never got that donation. We was trying to raise that $40 to help Eunice. No,
I would not take that bet.
I told you it wouldn't come. Not even from those that never donate, including Underground Hopscotch. Underground, I don't need your 2 autobiographies, but do you want to help us out with a donation to help Eunice get rice and a roof on her house? We're about $40 shy to accomplish both things. You want to help us out there, Underground Hopscotch? No, I didn't think so. All right. Well, we're done for now. And Friday night under the new format, I guess it will look kind of the same, I guess.
Pretty similar. I think the chat.
I mean, for the people, it ain't going to matter a whole hell of a lot, I don't
think. The interface is a little different on our side. It's actually kind of like backwards, so it takes some getting used to. But the layout should look really similar.
Yeah, because we're just going to take all of our same shit over there, I guess, right?
We may have to do some work on some of that. I don't know how easy that's going to be.
All right. But we'll see. I guess we'll figure it out as we get there, I guess.
Or we'll
we can get together early on Friday and get all that figured out. And just be sympathetic with us. Thank you, Billy. We appreciate it.
Now, we should look better because it's going to be in 1080p instead of 720p.
Well, these currently are 1080p. Our last several shows. They upgraded us to 1080p under the assumption we were going to pay the $45.
Not going to do it.
Pardon? Not going to do it. Not going to do it.
Wouldn't be prudent at this juncture.
Oh, Billy. Dr. Bill, we're not even going to ask you for a donation, Dr. Bill. Not going to do it. So, yeah, thanks to all those that did donate. We really appreciate it.
Wait a second.
Yeah. No, I'm anxious to see. Yeah, it's PayPal. They're all right there.
There is a PayPal.
Are you really going to help us out, Underground Hopscotch? And I do have some other podcast appearances I'm going to be doing soon that have said they would make very nice donations. 2 of them have already done it. And, of course, the Pesci Show on October 31st. Barkley's saving all his money for that show.
I heard a rumor that I want you to address. I heard a rumor that there are some people.
We'll hang in here 5 minutes underground, and because we want to give you credit for your donation if you're going to make one. But all the ways to donate are right there on the screen.
Yeah, I heard that there are some people out there that
we've got money.
The best way to get your attention is
okay. Now I know who Underground Hopscotch is, and he donates from time to time. That's Jay Walker.
Jay walks.
So he donated 10. So that's 10 of the 40 we needed.
155.
Thank you, Jay. Appreciate it, man. Really appreciate it. Now, if Dr. Bill would do that, then we'd only be 20 short.
You know, Dr. Bill, if you will donate $20, I will donate $50.
Oh shit. Let's see $50. There it is. That's a $70 donation, Dr. Bill. Basically in your name.
That's the safest $50 I ever put up.
We got Dr. Bill.
I'll gladly.
You were going to cover something, so we got 5 minutes to see if Dr. Bill is willing to make a $70 donation for only $20. Can we make that to anybody in here that will donate 20?
No, just
Dr. Bill.
Somebody else might do it.
Somebody else might do it. You're counting that Dr. Bill ain't going to do it.
That's a safe $50.
Yeah, that's a safe 50. I see what you're doing. Yeah.
Yeah.
You don't want to spend the 50, so you're putting the heat on Dr. Bill to save your money. Okay,
not my fault that I'm not sending 50. It's Dr. Bill's fault.
It's Dr. Bill's. The heat's on him. So we have $70 on the line, Dr. Bill. If you will just, within the next 4 minutes, make a $20 donation, it turns into 70. The heat is on you, Dr. Bill. If you don't do it, we're blocking you. All right. So, there we go. But I'm a member. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
We've never blocked a member before, have we, Broke-Ass Barkley?
No.
All right. You bad mouth members. Yep, sure do.
I heard a rumor.
What's the rumor?
There is someone out there that thinks the best way to get you to come on their show is to insult you. Call you a fat pig.
I've heard the same rumor.
Feel like they've never heard of you before.
I know. Yeah,
but I've heard that same rumor. Want you to come on their show.
Yeah,
for someone who they've never heard of.
Yeah,
and
and from what I've heard, dedicated an entire show to me.
An entire show.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
To get you to come on.
All I can tell you is that it didn't work. And I have no fucking clue. And I have the names were dropped to me in an inbox, and I have no fucking clue who they are. But they dedicated an entire show to me, someone they've never heard of.
Well,
so,
do you want me to tell you who they are?
Bless their little old heart. I guess they're loyal. Tell you who they are, Kenny? Pardon?
They are.
No, I don't want to. No, because it would make their fucking day if you
missed the joke. They are. I've never heard of them either.
So. I've never heard of them either. Okay, yeah, the same one I pointed out. Yes. Probably
same ones.
Coltrane also wants credit for the good deeds he's done.
He does, and he's always going out there looking for podcasts that talk about you.
Never heard of those righteous devils either. Oh, so you're aware of these people? Yeah. Apparently, they were very loyal to Renee's show.
Yes.
Now, and I got a little bone to pick with Renee. Renee apparently brought me up on his show 3 or 4 times yesterday. I was sent the clips. I forgot who sent them to me, but whoever did, thank you. But he asked me, he said, I'm sure you've already, it was one of the guys I'm doing a podcast for here coming up that paid $150 donation for me to do a show. So obviously, yeah, if you're going to donate $150, I'll do your fucking show. I don't care how many views you get. As long as you're not a douchebag, I'll do your show. So he says, I'm sure you've already heard about this, but these people, Renee was talking about you on a show last night. I said, no, I don't watch Renee's show. And apparently James was back. And apparently tension between Renee and James. I mean, just ugly. And they thought it was unprofessional for Renee and James to be bickering and bitching at each other during the show. I said, oh, no, that's gold. Me and Bob do it all the time. Yeah, that's what the people like. Yeah, that's just giving the people what they want when you bitch at the co-host during the show. We've made a living on that over here. No, I like that part. But he said Kenny went on a rant and he could not be controlled. And he kept saying the word grapist over and over, and YouTube doesn't like that. Well, all Renee had to do, and Renee, we're friends, but Renee, all you had to do was say, Kenny, YouTube doesn't like that word. We don't like it if you say that over here. And that's all it would have took. But I said it over and over because Flash Flanagan asked me my opinion about something, and I gave it to him. He acted like he wanted to have a debate. A grapist. He acted like he wanted to have a debate about who's a better person, Kamala the evil or Donald the god. And it didn't go well for Flash, and Flash will be the first to admit that to you. And but all Renee had to do was say, Kenny, we can't use that word over here because we obviously don't give a fuck. And Dutch doesn't like certain things said on his show because they're concerned about their subscribers over there. And
yeah, unlike us, we don't care about our
subscribers. May pick you up on a dono match on Friday stream. All right. Well, all right. Well, there we go.
I may. Didn't say
the keyword is may. We're not going to see Dr. Bill on Friday. You do know that, right? Because he didn't say we're going to do it, because everyone else will tell you what they're going to do and what they. I may do it, which means he may not.
Yeah, well, I may, or I may.
Dr. Bill, we shall see. Renee isn't much for direct confrontation. Yeah, I gathered that he really didn't like arguing with who's the guy from wherever the fuck he's from, the anti-vaxxer, James. Right. Yeah. No, he doesn't. He does not. No, there's no mystery. we got it all figured out, Dr. Bill. No, I do gather Renee does not like confrontation, but there would have been no confrontation. Kenny, you're using a word we can't use over here. Could I ask you not to use that word? Okay. Now, if I use it a second time, I mean, as Bob has shown you over here, they got full control to get me out of the room. Well, Kenny's using that word. We can't have Kenny on tonight or any other night. You got to do,
and this is just an example. So, yeah. Kenny, if you were saying words that we didn't like, just go ahead and start saying words that I don't like. That doesn't matter. He's muted. Can't say anything he wants to, but he's muted. You can't hear it. So there you go. Now I'm going to unmute you, Kenny, so you stop saying those bad words.
So you can go to sign language. You can go to sign
Exactly.
language. So they had many ways to stop that if they wanted. They didn't want to.
They could have bleeped it. Bleep, 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 bleep.
Yeah. That's, I don't know if they got the bleep button over there. So they wait till Renee's final show. Yeah, right. It's not his final show. He's going to be doing more shows. It might be the season finale. The next season might start next week. Whenever he's done with his tour, he's going to be back podcasting. And I know that because he always writes me wanting to know when's our YouTube money coming. He knows it's the same fucking date every month. It's just pretty easy. I've learned it. But I thought that was a bit of a cheap shot to blame me for deleting the show. All they had to do was just ask. I'm a nice enough fucking human being. If I'm on someone else's show, when I do Dutch's show, I don't cuss as much. But I have to get in a little bit because I know that deep down inside, that's what they want.
Well, and it irks the host there. So
it was a total junior high school stuff. Yeah, well, yeah, to a degree. And then the person that apparently got upset said that I insulted him twice. Bob, what is it that I notoriously do? If I insulted you, what probably happened on the other end to make that happen?
I spoke something that you disagree with.
Well, no,
or
not
perhaps
necessarily.
I was
If
wrong
I'm on
about
someone
something.
else's, if I'm on
Or
someone
maybe I
else's show,
insulted you. Maybe I insulted you, and you would feel free to insult back.
if so, because that show is known for trolls coming in there
Right.
and
Or
calling me names.
maybe I
false
expressed an opinion
accusations.
that was designed to rile you up.
Yeah, that is the reason I quit doing that show to begin with. My good friend Renee, is that they would not stop the trolls. I don't give a fuck if you like me. I think we figured that out by now. Whether you like me, whether you don't, if you disagree with me, that's fine. But if you're going to say shit that ain't true, that's where I got the fucking problem with. And that was a notorious problem with Renee's show, was people having permission to come on there and say shit that Renee knew wasn't fucking true, letting them post it. And then he tells me not to activate the comments. And then you won't know what they said. No, everyone else will fucking know. That's the guy. I don't give a fuck. Yeah, I don't give a fuck what they say to me. But if they're going to say shit that ain't true and you're just going to let it float out there, then that's what I got the fucking problem with. No, I'm not going to turn off the comments, because if they say something that ain't true, I'm going to fucking address it. And if they're bold enough and brave enough to produce a fucking driver's license and an ID, come over to my show and make your fucking accusations. And if it's something that's false or untrue, I'll take my chances in the court system and take whatever fucking little bit you have. But guess what? Not one motherfucking person, including the broke one and various others, have never took me up on that, because they won't do it. Because they know they ain't got fucking jack shit. Other than that, I was evicted 4 times. I wasn't. I was evicted 9. Actually, more than that, thanks to COVID. So they had me on over there. And then do a show. Well, Kenny ruined the show. Kenny said that word. And we, Kenny was out of control. Well, Bob just showed you. You can control me very easily. Hit the mute button. Kick me out of the show. Ask me not to say that word. And chances are pretty good I won't. And then if I keep saying it.
There was an expression that Kenny often used on this show about in reference to people talking. And it was, you were using your tongue in a certain way. And we had a discussion about it, that could be perceived as a homophobic statement. And Kenny stopped using that phrase.
About that. Yeah.
It was not, it was like, hey, it's not
how it was. And I think I said it recently. I think I talked about Trump blowers on Twitter today. It could be perceived that way, but if you continually blow a guy that you know is a fucking criminal, it's just a phrase, and if that's how you want to take it, you're welcome to do that. Okay, all right. Well, make a donation.
It's not part of the gimmick. It's his real life. He lives the gimmick.
Well, and there were people over there that were even saying that Kenny over here will never break kayfabe, because you all eat it up. You all fall for the shit, so he's never going to fucking smarten you up, because you're the marks. And But apparently the guy said, well, you won't insult me a third time. You let me get by with the first two, apparently. And I don't even know who he is. I don't know who I insulted because none of them use their real names. None of them use a real picture. They're all just fucking professional trolls. Well, I say professional. You'd have to make money being a troll, and they don't do that. So I don't know. I don't like Renee's last podcast.
That's fair. I mean, no one says you have to.
I've said before that Renee's podcast is difficult, especially with James, because he's always sleepy. He's never really into the show anyway. I think the new guy does a pretty good job. The guy from New York, I think he does a good job. I like it when Jason Sensation's on. Used to be an OVW. I like Jason, and I like Renee. But and they acted like it's the only time I've been on over there. I've been on Renee's shows countless fucking times. I'm always free of speech. I didn't even see that one, Bob.
Yeah, they were trying to play though. Kenny can do whatever he wants to. Renee's not allowed to. Blah blah blah.
I didn't hear what you said. Because I was coughing. What did they say?
Yeah, he said Kenny's allowed to do whatever he wants to, but Renee's not allowed to do anything like that. That's terrible of Renee. Just don't be an ass. Just don't be an ass. I mean, people don't have to be an ass.
I mean, it's Renee's show. He can do whatever he wants. If he wants
exactly.
to pee
just like on this show, Kenny does what he wants. It's his show.
It's Renee's show. He can do whatever he wants. It's not how I would do it, obviously. But they are very algorithm sensitive over there. We are not, or I'm not. We're trying to look for a backup plan to have a less affected algorithm show that will cater to YouTube. I don't know if it'll work or not. I guess it's worth trying. But this show's already fucked algorithm wise.
Yeah.
Going back to the days of COVID. But I'm going to talk about what I want to talk about because that's the shows I enjoy doing, and I'm going to use the language I want to use. If I want to call Donald Trump a rapist, that's what I'm going to call him because that's, what a federal judge in New York said he was. Good enough for me. Anthony Scaramucci went on MSNBC and said it fucking 25 times, and CNN. And I guess if you could be sued for it, put Mooch on the list. My brother keeps telling me that I'm going to have an IRS tax. Me and the Mooch and Batista are all going to be audited by Trump. Well, no, we won't because he'd have to be president to do that. So, but he did it. He did it to James Comey, his own guy. Had him and several others audited when Comey didn't do what he wanted him to do. So, but I don't think I'm quite high enough on the Comey list to qualify for that tax. But who knows? Trump said he's going after everybody that pretty much disagrees with him. So, and apparently I'll forgive about anybody. Barkley's back here. And Barkley even admitted to trying to get me shut down and shutting down my accounts. And yet I forgave him, and here he is. What more do y'all want from me? What more do you want? So we've done all we can do, guys. How long was this show? A long one.
It's a long show.
But thanks to everybody that helped. For those of you that have said you'll donate a little something on the Friday show, we appreciate that. And other than that, folks, we'll see you on the new format on the new streaming service Friday night, right after SmackDown, probably 10:05 live.
Same channel for you lucky people.
Yeah,
you still get
the same bat time, same bat channel for y'all. It's just going to be different for us. And so that'll kind of be the test show on Friday. So if there's a few kinks, just deal with us, and I'm sure the Tuesday show will be much better.
We'll work it out.
So until Friday night at 10 o'clock for the Coal Train, who's the last comment in here tonight, who donated $20 tonight with a migraine. Jazzy Jana for her $20, and all the other of you that donated, too numerous to name.
But not Dr. Bill Irwin.
You better save up, Bob. Uh-oh.
Bring it, Doc.
Well, it's broadcast that we're trying to get save his money, but that hadn't worked out since February, so we're not going to hold our breath on that one. So until Friday night, 10:05 p.m. with it. What's the name of the new streaming service, Bob? Because I forgot.
EV Mux.
It sounds too much like Elon Musk. I don't know if I want to work with him or
we're
not.
working for Elon Musk.
Yeah, I might be. Penny's working for Elon Musk now.
I'll tell you off the air what I thought it sounded like, and we'll get a good laugh at that.
Yeah, I don't think I want that rumor going around.
Yeah.
All right, so we'll get it all figured out. We'll see you guys Friday night, 10:05 p.m.
Peace.
For Babbling Bob Hazelwood, for Bitchy Bolin, for I can't even say what nickname I was going to give Coltrane because it starts with a C. So until Friday.
C-word Coltrane.
C-word Coltrane. We'll see you Friday night at 10.